Why isn't Doctor Strange opening a portal around Thanos' waist and then cutting him in half? Is he stupid? How are there people still living in New York in the MCU? Stop rebooting Spider-Man. I'm tired of getting shot. That's cute, Uncle Ben. Dr. Octopus. Doc Ock. Doctopus. They looked like a mum and dad called into the principal's office because their child's problematic behavior on the playground. The girlfriend I want versus the girlfriend I have. Who said I'm your girlfriend? Why so few can lift Thor's hammer? Marvel. One has to be seen as worthy by the enchantment. Mythology. That is heavy as hell. Warner Bros. When The Flash came out. Warner Bros. When Barbie came out. 2011, 14, 16, 19. Perfection fans since 2011. Fans' expectations for Avengers Secret Wars. You guys are screwed now. When you see half of the cinema leaving before the hidden Marvel scene, why are you running? 2024. Bro, I missed a lot of MCU movies. I've got to watch them all now. 2018. What's the name of this movie again? Infinity War? My first Marvel movie, bro. Same, bro. This gotta be good. What I wanted versus what I got erases half the universe to ensure life's survival. Does it to bang a skeleton. Both of these scenes mean nothing now. Comic rule number 1. No one stays dead except Uncle Ben. Be Black Widow for 24 hours. Get beaten by Black Widow for 24 minutes. I wanna get beaten, yeah. When you order a shield from Uganda instead of Wakanda. Bus. Spider-Man destroying a bus instead of just picking up the goddamn kid. Good. MCU New Yorkers after Daredevil Born Again finale. Thinking it can't get worse. New York literally a week later. The best Marvel shields. How I see myself versus how my mum sees me. The prison where the villains are locked up. The prison where they lock up the hero when they blame him for something. Marvel fans, when they see a crossover in their bedroom between their wife and the mailman. It's so good, it's peak fiction. Not gonna lie, I haven't been feeling fantastic for a while. I will wipe out half of the universe. What if the population is an odd number? Oh no. Steve fixing his hair, aka Steven, gotta look pretty for my Bucky, Rogers. Anthony Mackie is having a rough year. He's just taking it. Yup, he's definitely doing the face under that helmet. How Marvel civilians look at the hero who just saved their life after finding out they're a mutant. Get away from me. 33 years, 1,505 years, 105 years, 24 years, 3 years, 28. Gun to his head and he isn't even flinching. Knowing Matt, this either means he is really the man without fear or he's just incredibly depressed again. Or maybe he just didn't see the gun. The poster that a fan makes. The poster that Marvel makes. The 4 horsemen of overpowered Marvel characters. Captain America, Hawkeye, Rocket, Groot. Getting killed by Captain Marvel. Hitting her so hard to knock her out of the movie. Mutants be like, I'm basically a god. I got tentacles for hair. We were robbed. These are the only shots of the Cap Quartet in one frame. Here's our Phase 4 offerings. Ugly CGI, you guys are overworking your artists. Okay, here's an intro made with AI, which requires no work from artists. It's hideous and you guys are lazy. Marvel fans waiting for new good content. Come on, what did you expect? Ant-Man and the Wasp. Literally every single person reading it. What the hell? Bella Ramsey is being eyed for a big Marvel role. Would you like to see them play in the MCU? Is this a threat? Recast of MODOK? Every Marvel movie. Stanley! Hugh after Logan. It's time to retire the character. Deadpool 1 comes out. Hugh, I am ready to be Wolverine again. What in the hell? That's my secret, Cap. I'm always smoking. Me mourning hilarious memes that tragically only had a few months of popularity before fading. William Dafoe. That was good. Talent. I studied, I gave the exam, I passed. I forgot what I learned. Labra Thor versus Loki. Captain America, Seagun lost. I don't know what they're saying. Where my mental state is currently at. Marvel fan. It's peak cinema. Iron Man is my goat. Marvel fan. I love balls. Look at them roll. I'm gonna build a little maze for them. I love classifying glass balls. Check out the pattern on this one. What about swallowing them? I love swallowing marbles. Concept artists. Creative director. Yeah, let's scrap these. Nobody. Some French guy in 1724. I put the bread and the eggs together. Captain Marvel can lift Thor's hammer according to Brie Larson. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Lights, camera, action, DC. No lights, just camera, action. Marvel fans, when the good guy ends up winning at the end of the movie for the 1567th time. Steve Rogers in his own book, Freedom is the Right of All Sentient Beings. Steve Rogers in an X-Men book, if War Machine went back to 2008 in Avengers Endgame. Jingle bells, Thanos smells, Loki's neck snapped away. Peter died, Tony cried, and nobody saved the day. Hey. Literally the best comic book casting ever, and it isn't even a competition. No one could have embodied Iron Man better than Robert Downey Jr. A fan snuck onto the set of Avengers Doomsday. Holy! Peter Parker, you took everything from me. Doctor Strange, I don't even know who you are. We're just stories to you. We're not real. You watch us fight, lose. Tell me, did you make popcorn while you watched Ultron burn my world to the ground? Everyone watching the show. What Marvel character would be the perfect fit for Hugh Jackman to play during his prime? Wrong answers only. Spider-Man. Marvel proving once again that the power of friendship beats it all. Tom Holland wearing Punisher shirts over the years. Tom be spoiling stuff he doesn't even know yet. This intro was so perfect. I missed this era of Marvel. This was literally last year. Doctor Strange, after specifically choosing the timeline Iron Man dies in, everyone circa 2018, watching half the Avengers die. You took everything from me. I took everything from her. See, nobody cares. This show looks funny and silly. 6-year-old Tony Stark has bomb shrapnels in his heart. Bro spent 10 seconds on the internet and decided everyone's gotta go. Spider-Man in Gotham City. Was that supposed to hurt? Batman in New York City. Venom was too strong. Disney admits Marvel and Star Wars drove away men, now scrambling to win them back. Not just the men, the women and children too. When you land one block next to the water, Marvel Rivals has a blonde woman problem. What is a blonde woman problem? Are they saying they don't want blonde women in the game? Like, are people saying that? What? If I had a nickel for every time the Hulk was recasted, then I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. It's the best Marvel movie since Endgame. Yeah, I know. MCU Spider-Man 4 will be Spider-Man Endgame, says director. Deadpool bounds up vegetarians and force feeds them meatloaf. Come over. I can't, I'm at a wedding. I'll do something to you while you play Marvel Rivals. Okay, I'm on my way. Shorty said, it's slobbering time. Fun fact, there's been 3 MCU projects with Blade, and he hasn't fought a single vampire in any of them. He touched the butt. When you stand up too fast and the world goes dark for a bit. I love this genre. Peak male pose. Girlfriend pulls down my pants. Me. It's nanotech. You like it? Did they surrender? Whoa, you were right about one thing, Bucky. The negotiations were short. Marvin Jones III has been cast as Tombstone in Spider-Man. Brand new day. How it feels trying to defend yourself against 2 friends who glaze each other when mum leaves home versus when mum gets back home. One of them has to go. One of them already went. If I snap my fingers, you'll forget that you were ever gay. I was never gay. Exactly. Wait, no, stop. I was never gay. Sure. You can't just state something and snap your fingers. I was never gay, if you say so. Peggy. I'm so glad Steve is back. Steve. I can't believe I have to wait decades to watch Lord of the Rings again. I slaughtered 30 men by myself. I slaughtered 30 men by myself. In Iron Man 2008, Tony Stark was able to build an arc reactor in the first Iron Man suit from a box of scraps while being held captive in a cave in Afghanistan. This is because he has billions of dollars in his bank account. The microphone is sending me. That man is a national treasure. Maybe you should just stick to the thing. I just said, hi, I'm Ben. Stopping dictators and looking good while doing it. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but weird that gun did it twice. Thank you for giving me my arm, but I can't take it. But why? This is the right arm. Logan when Scott commands him. Logan when Steve Roger commands him. Big man in a suit. Take that off and what are you? Schizophrenic, unemployed, vegan, insomniac. Hey authors. What? If E equals MC squared, then super strength and super speed are the same. John Bernthal's Punisher joins the cast of Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Tom Holland's Spidey when Punisher blows a guy's head off clean. If you think about it, Captain America could have rescued Magneto from the concentration camp. Sir, this is a Wendy's. How? All dogs are worthy. John Wick approves. The Flash plummets at box office with second weekend drop of over 70%. How strange. There's nobody here. Absolute cinema. Jaguar has updated their logo. Reality is often disappointing. The most chaotic trio in the MCU. They know something. The Thing does, but definitely the dude on the right. He always knows something. Marvel movies be like, aliens, America, New York basically. The rest of the world. You don't really hear about the rest of the world. The perfect villain doesn't exist. Yeah. Let me guess. Your home? It was. And it was beautiful. I'm gonna act super cute. Why did he do this? Because we are Venom. Need this photo, please. This guy better not gatekeep. I think he's gatekeeping. I haven't seen this image online. Marvel's disappointing follow-up to the Fantastic Four. Stop ignoring the reels I send you. Me waking up, then realizing my teddy spent the night on the floor. Which team's brother and sister wins? X-Men versus F4 versus Avengers. I don't really know enough about any of these, but I'm gonna take a random guess. X-Men. I am the most beloved witch. No, I am the most beloved witch. Amateurs. What was that, punk? Amateurs. I still can't believe how stupid Peter Parker was in that scene. Mind you, he invites the Sinister Six into his house, where his aunt lives the next movie. Chris Pratt, Deadpool, Tobey Maguire. Marvel suddenly remembering how to make good movies when it's about a group of C-list misfit characters. Captain America takes a serum that makes him superhuman. Thor summons lightning to fight his enemies. Doctor Strange uses real magic. Hulk. I could end the virus just by thinking about it. Not again. Today I lost more than you could ever know. What is it? Why have I never seen this before? Tony Stark when his family is in danger, when his own life is in danger, when Marvel can't explain something, so they just stick the word quantum in front of it. I'm telling you, it's science. X-Men, X-Men United, X-Men The Last Stand, X-Men, Logan. The four horsemen of starting volatile power scaling discussions. Who is the strongest out of all these characters? Spider-Man. He's probably thinking about other women. Has the MCU actually used the "he's behind me, isn't he" joke? Is this his hobby? The perfect casting MCU has ever done. Who would win? This is an interesting question. Who would win? All the Avengers or Godzilla and King Kong? Movie Avengers versus Godzilla and King Kong movie. Not comics, none of that. I can't explain it, but Eternals is going to be the MCU's 2001: A Space Odyssey. Have you seen 2001: A Space Odyssey? No, why? Concept art. Reality. Bullseye should be a reoccurring villain. Although it's never explicably stated in either comics or the movies, there is a 100% chance Wolverine is all the characters in Avengers Doomsday so far. Kind of crazy that Thor is the only remaining member of the original MCU Avengers showing up. Avengers Doomsday. Cast announced. So many chairs. Ian McKellen will return as Magneto in Avengers Doomsday. Always will be the greatest Wolverine to me. At the doctor's waiting room, and this old guy just picked up the TV clicker and bought Guardians of the Galaxy on demand. Wild move. Can't wait to be old. The MCU needs to stop playing and make a Colossus movie. What's the difference between Matt Murdock and Wanda Maximoff? One knows how to cope without Vision. First look at the original design for the leader in Captain America Brave New World. Bring me Bandicoot. How I look at the cinema security camera after I'm done making out with the Yelena poster. Shout out to misfits that are forced to team up movies. Gotta be one of my favorite genders. Ironheart. Wait, Ironheart really gets a series? I thought that was a joke. Neve Campbell has been cast as Polaris. People who have not watched Scream movies. Neve Campbell? That's great. Who is she? Marvel spending $1 billion on Avengers Doomsday without a finished script or cast with 2 hack directors. Warner Bros. Waiting on Reeves to finish writing Batman 2. People should just reply to anonymous hate with this. You're not acting like the person Mr. Rogers knew you could be. Damn dude, that's brutal. Now Captain America. Knock knock. Who's there? Dormammu. Dormammu who? I've come to bargain. When the hotel room is too small for a chair, so you just stand in the corner instead. Or just sit on the bed. Matt in She-Hulk. Matt in Daredevil. Marvel has signed a deal with Stanley Universe to license Stanley's name and likeliness to use in future films, TV, theme parks, and merchandising through digital technology, archival footage, and other forms, digitally resuscitating a dead man's likeness 10 times a year so that adult babies can recognize a thing and clap when they go to the movies feels deeply evil. Guardians, left to right, Rocket, Gamora, Star-Lord, Drax, and Groot. When Nick Fury hires you to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D., but S.H.I.E.L.D. hires you to infiltrate the Hand, but the Hand hires you to infiltrate Hydra, but Hydra hires you to infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D. The Marvel's I'm just a civilian starter pack. Remember when Formula 1 revealed Spider-Man's secret identity? The Fantastic Four, Return of the MCU? Oh brother, this guy stinks! Thank you. The Legacy of Thor. Why is Thor posting it? Jarvis, does this game have a push block? Not revealed yet, sir. Calculate a 30-second block string using our 3 assists immediately. Bucky, snipes a Hydra guy who was about to end Steve Rogers. This edgelord salutes him and gives away his hidden location. Someone said the new Predator looks like Taserface, and now I can't unsee it. X-Men, Marvel, Shang-Chi 2, Blade. Marvel's Ironheart reactions are in, but you're racist if you don't like it. Huh? What is this post? When you have 5 Infinity Stones and Black Widow comes charging at you with a stick. I joke to you. Avengers assemble. Speak up. Disney/Marvel, whenever they make female main characters, it's time to be a witch. When you affected an entire city with darkness a few moments ago, and a few moments later, they made you an Avenger. This time stone can bring you back. There's other variants. How I saw Elon Musk in 2016. How I'd see Elon today. New promotion for Julia Garner's Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four. First steps. In all my years of reading comics, I've never seen the Silver Surfer drawn with grippers like that. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground. Really? Yep, flame on. Wrong universe! Me, snapping away half of all Marvel rival players. Marvel makes it too easy. You think you're better than all of us? We are better than all of you. Marvel fans, Thanos is the most powerful being in the universe. DC fans, no, it's the Anti-Monitor. Me, an intellectual. You can obviously tell how much pent-up frustration Phage had due to the lack of comic-accurate suits in the Foxverse, that he immediately had Hugh Jackman, Wolverine's most iconic looks, in his first MCU appearance. New look at Ironheart. Hey, Ironheart, I think that means you need to recharge. Nah, that's just the sound the suit makes. Sony has reportedly cancelled all of its planned Spider-Man spin-off films. They should just re-release Morbius one more time, just to be sure. When the Juggernaut reappears, the character has gained mystical abilities and briefly battles the mystic Doctor Strange before being banished to an alternate universe by the Cosmic Eternity. How are there people still living in New York City in the MCU? I know, right? If I was there, I'd move out. When your friend is in danger, but it's not your movie, so you're gonna be sleeping soundly. I asked my son to pick his toy up, but he told me he's not worthy. So how did it get there in the first place, huh? My favorite thing is when Steve hides his full body behind the shield. He looks like a turtle going, whoop. Dear Marvel, please stop copying our Tom. The amount of PhDs in this picture. You can't recognize a character just by seeing a weird color combination. The color combination. Hi, I'm Daredevil, and you're watching Disney+. He did his best, okay? 4-year-old me. Spider-Man is so cool. Me now. Spider-Man is so cool. Spider-Man will never not be cool. Imagine showing someone this shot in 2017. If Captain America were in this situation, what would he say at the end? I don't know. Adding a jacket over a supersuit automatically gives any character bonus cool points. That's a cute outfit. Did your husband give it to you? How old are you? I'm not telling you. Oh no, this movie's gonna be called Avengers Age of Ultron ? I wonder who that Spider-Man is. The pictures that Peter Parker gives him. Yeah, this dude has just got to be an actor. Come on. No way he didn't know who Spider-Man was. My son was playing Guardians of the Galaxy. He has Star-Lord, but had to improvise on the others. Yeah, I like Groot. That one's pretty accurate. Marvel fans, when their parents' wedding tape doesn't have a post-credits scene teasing their divorce. Thanos feeling a little itch in his arm and realizing he hasn't seen Ant-Man on the battlefield for a while. I prefer the real Magneto. I said the real Magneto. Perfection. Any villains trying to give a speech? What if you shut the hell up? How old is Thanos? 1,100 years old. I am inevitable. Okay, boomer. I dropped my phone and I decided to make the best of it. You either die a mediocre Marvel character or live long enough to become a great Marvel character. American version, Spider-Miles Morales. Rest of the world, Spider-Man Kilometers Morales. Disney writing Marvel scripts versus Disney writing Star Wars scripts. Falcon says, on your left, heroes start coming through portals. The original Avengers theme starts playing. Captain says, Avengers assemble. Everyone runs into battle together. Who you think you would be in the Marvel universe versus who you would actually be. Don't say it. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. I'm tired of you people. What do you mean, you people? Thanos pressured to give back Infinity Stones. Thanos claims he's not racist because he has black friends. Marvel fans right now. Everything is Doctor Strange. My teacher trying to confuse me with a trick question. What if? Just kidding. Unless the Infinity Gauntlet, but as a coffee mug. A small price to pay for hydration. Matt, please stop being Daredevil. You're going to get yourself ended. No. Why are they so big? Fans were asking for the DD on the suit. Marvel thought we were talking about Matt's bra size. Jarvis, convince her to come back. If you ever feel stupid, just remember that Marvel ended a speedster with bullets. Everyone will return in Avengers Doomsday, except her. Why could you have to say that? My eye beams are concussive blasts, not heat. Also Cyclops. All Doctor Strange did in Endgame. Here. Yeah, Jonah, I don't know how I got this angle. I was just in the neighborhood. These guys weren't using their brain. Either he was Spider-Man or he was really friendly with Spider-Man. He knew Spider-Man personally. Future archaeologists won't truly understand how much aura this thing has. My favorite pic of RDJ is that picture of that army girl taking a selfie with RDJ in the background. And he's just, ooh, I found it. Who is the best villain in the multiverse saga so far? Green Goblin almost destroyed the multiverse purely to mess with the teenage kid he just met. He's a menace, the GOAT. Marvel headquarters, early 2000s, Guy 1. Who do you think we should cast as Wolverine? Guy 2? I don't know, probably a huge jacked man. Marvel peaked in 2018. Now thinking about it, I think it did. What Marvel thinks we want. Agatha, House of Harkness. What we actually want. Wong, Sorcerer Supreme. How to disguise yourself the Marvel way. All you need is a hoodie and, optionally, a pair of glasses and a hat. Me, the fruit sticker. The fruit. Me, the fruit sticker, putting it on my friend's clothes. Sorry, man. It's just the way it goes. Marvel fans, he looks like a joke. What a joke. He looks bad. Why did they make him obese? Not intimidating. Law nuts. Yep, he would definitely have a beer belly from his notorious drinking. I just realized that Thor seriously wore Crocs to the funeral. I mean, what else was he supposed to wear? What I wanted versus what I got. Ice Age baby height versus Thanos' height. What's up, regular sized man? Yes, Thanos. Tilt your head upwards when speaking to the baby. In 2007, Venom, introduced as a villain in 2024, died as a hero for a best friend. Nobody. Phase 4 of the MCU. Weird title designs. The Marvel movies I grew up with. Do you guys think you can solve this jigsaw puzzle? I don't think you can. Who is it? Where most people get their knowledge of Marvel characters versus where I got my knowledge of Marvel characters. If the MCU hard reset, that would throw away all they've done so far. You can just watch the old movies. This still from the New Kids Iron Man cartoon is frying me. Jarvis, I made boom boom. So this is the height and weight difference between comic Thanos and MCU Thanos. I didn't realize how much bigger. Wait, hold on. So he weighed more in the comic. It was a lot smaller. Yeah, shouldn't he weigh a lot more since he's a lot taller? Damn, bro's just packing on muscle in the comics then, I guess. UK versus USA versus Asgard. Marvel movie is playing Stan Lee. Yeah, I'm just going to make a surprise appearance. Let's see if anyone noticed me. Good guy will win. Bad guy with same powers will lose. Marvel Phase 6. Do you know what you guys have in common? No? What do we have in common? You both have no vision. Outside the X-Mansion. Avengers, stop coming by our house. We don't like you. We don't find you interesting. Tony, how many did we win? Doctor Strange. Thanos. Avengers 1. Magneto got so much sass, he'd be breaking backs. A Marvel VFX editor missing his child's birthday so he can animate She-Hulk twerking. Was this meme made by the Marvel VFX editor? Marvel fans seeing people coming through portals in a Marvel movie in 2019. Marvel fans seeing people coming through portals in a Marvel movie in 2021. Captain struggled to stop Bucky's metal arm with his shield. Meanwhile, Spider-Man stopped it with a single hand like it was nothing. Marvel villains, when they want to invade Earth. I go to America. These photos of Paul Rudd running in his Ant-Man suit is the funniest thing I've ever seen today. Look at his face. Could you imagine you send your son off to Professor X's school, thinking he has a better life now. Then you look on the TV and Juggernaut just threw him into a building. POV. You're about to take the exam, but you hear people discussing topics you've never even heard of. Staying with Bucky till the end of time. No, I don't think I will. Going back in time to clap Peggy Carter's cheeks. Everyone. This is Groot. Thor. This is a friend of mine. Tree. Not gonna lie, this scene made all of the Infinity Saga feel like a joke. What? Infinity Stones? How do you have these? Oh, we've actually got a lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights. You know when you're cooking, this is the only way you want to cook properly without getting burned. When the oils and the food start splashing back at you, get out your shield. If I snap my fingers, you'll forget that you were ever gay. I was never gay. Exactly. Wait, no, stop. I was never gay. Sure. You can't just state something and then snap your fingers. I was never gay. If you say so. No, Miss Marvel cannot be a mutant. Finally, mutants in the MCU. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Captain with Wanda. She's just a kid. Captain with Peter. Get out of it, Peter. Go away. No one. Marvel superheroes. Why are they all built like this? I just wanted to be like you. RDJ's like, you'll never be like me. You're Spider-Man. Iron Man. I want the first Marvel movie. I said the first Marvel movie. Perfection. Oh, how Marvel loves to mislead us. What about Thor? Off-world. Captain Marvel? Unavailable. Superman? Wrong universe, idiot. Professor X. We must be better than our enemies, Scott. Cyclops. Better than our enemy? See, it's bad stuff like this that makes me think Magneto was right. Do you know him too? He's a little a-hole. This is gold. Paul Rudd has a little Ant-Man star. I need a Wolverine solo movie. You're not gonna believe this, but yeah, there is a Wolverine solo movie. Character in Marvel movie dies, but do they really die? I don't know. Marvel fans, when Bruce Wayne doesn't say, "We got company," when a villain enters the scene, boo. Iron Man was right. Captain America was right. But you know who was actually right? Magneto. Marvel Studio planning for MCU versus Warner Bros. Planning for DCEU. Surely I can't be the only one who immediately thought of this. Marvel fans. Wait, her arm. Is that a doppelganger? You can't hear pictures. Oh, yeah, you can. You can hear this. Flash exploring the multiverse. Doctor Strange exploring the multiverse. Whoa. This is too familiar. Marvel Studios is reportedly trying to make Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine interact in the MCU. I want Tobey Maguire to come back, please. Didn't they come up with a cure for your kind? You got a problem with mutants? I meant Canadians. Photos that haunt me. Please stand by. They did Captain Marvel dirty. This doesn't even look like Captain Marvel. Captain America, Guardians of the Galaxy, being the perfect trilogies of Marvel. I was like, maybe Marvel doesn't hate Bucky that much. Then I remembered. Wrist. Marvel Zombies. Captain, please get me up. I have a ray gun. Marvel Office Universe. He got a bad grade. Tony is not happy. You haven't gotten a single kill. Switch to a different character. Spider-Man doesn't kill. Net. Guys, if you pick the right year, there are 3 stones in New York. Tony and Bruce. What is Civil War? And this kid drew the Civil War. The main Civil War. If we removed all laws, the crime rate would be 0. True, very true. The actor playing the main character in a true story. The photo of the real-life person at the end of the movie. What does Reed have that I don't? A thing that can... Okay, buddy. I think it's time to go to bed. Yeah, actually. Yeah, it's your bedtime. Nobody. Hulk in Endgame. Andrew Garfield denies Spider-Man 4 casting. I have played these games before. Isn't that the chap who plays Doctor Strange? Butternut Crinkle Fries. The most underwhelming shield ever. Get this man a shield. Damn. RDJ returns to the MCU as Doctor Doom, 2044. RDJ returns to the MCU as Black Panther, 2064. RDJ returns to the MCU as Professor X. It was so easy, man. They're too cowards for this. How it looks like versus how it feels like. Friendly reminder that Sam Wilson has nephews. So not only is he Captain America, he's also Uncle Sam. All this for a child you met yesterday? All this for children you never even had. Vegans, when they find out they're made of meat. Get me out of my body. 70 years on ice. The result. 20 years with wife. The result. Artist rendering of Avengers aged up. Why do you eat planets? Because it would be mad funny. Classmates, after my awful presentation. My bro, how my main be looking at me when I'm going negative on a new character. People who are on Captain America's side cannot be trusted. Remember when F1 revealed Spider-Man's secret identity? Tom Holland, Peter Parker. Why would they do this? You can't just dox someone like this. Spider-Man across the multiverse versus Doctor Strange across the multiverse. Was funny, became serious. Was serious, became funny. Was serious, became more serious. Smart Hulk was struggling to fight Abomination. Meanwhile, Incredible Hulk, he was not struggling. Therapist. Robert Downey Jr. isn't real. He can't hurt you. Robert Downey Jr. Right examples. I have an army. We have a Hulk. That's my boy. I'm looking for Spider-Man. You're about 4 years too early. Spider-Man is currently being played by Andrew Garfield about 20 blocks that way. Sydney Science Nerd may face jail for importing plutonium in bid to collect all elements of the periodic table. Touching scene. A man thinks of his mother in his final moments. Mother! When you know Wanda's keeping the entire town hostage, but you just can't prove it. The famous lift scene. But instead of the original 10 agents, we got the 7 characters listed versus Captain America. Can they win? No weapons? I don't think they can win, no. My toys watching the villain and revive itself for the 100,000th time. There's no budget for another toy to play the villain. Give me your honest thoughts on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Lead actor a little too full of himself, otherwise great movie. I haven't watched this movie. Mum and Dad, don't let the kid watch that movie while I'm away. It's too violent. Fine, I won't. Professor X, leader of the X-Men, and our final member, Morbius the Marvel legend. Marvel fans, after watching the same movie for the 40th time, the fart jokes were slightly better. Marvel fans, when their parents divorce and it creates a multiverse of households. Throughout the years, he has never interfered until now. I mean, yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was just about Grandpa Joe, let's be honest. He's the main man. Tom is actually me, ignoring every human, only paying attention to the dog. Jonathan. No, it was nearly spelled like how my name is spelled. You gotta remove the H though on the left. First H. Those who don't know. Those who know, I don't know. Thunderbolt has grossed over 369 million at the worldwide box office. This sucks because Thunderbolts is legitimately one of the best comic book movies of 2020, and it flopping only means that Marvel will never experiment with this type of style again. Isn't it crazy how 369 million is a flop for a Marvel movie, even though they still made over 100 million profit? Crazy. Nearly 200 mil. Marvel using Stan Lee's account to promote Captain Marvel. Everyone. Yeah, it's terrible. In the end of Stan Lee's life, he was like getting literally abused. I'm glad I didn't buy this painting when I was on holiday because I went to this painting shop and it was supposedly signed by Stan Lee, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I'll get back to you. Because I was like, oh, I'd love to have a painting which is all like a, whatever it is, signed by Stan Lee. But then I looked more into it and I realized, oh, he has signed a bunch of stuff because he was being forced to. How it feels when you reach for your pockets and one of the big three is missing. My glasses, not there. My phone, not there. My keys, not there. It's over for me. I'm stranded. When the Face ID doesn't work, so you've got to lock in, you've got to take off your disguise. Me wearing my glasses. You can't convince me that this is normal friend behavior. Hey, that is not normal friend behavior at all. Not a healer in sight. And then they want you to switch to a healer. The fact I'm actually going to have to face the real world instead of Marvel rivals scares me. At Halloween, a lot of people thought I had the best Spider-Man cosplay, but the truth is, I fell off my bike. This is really unrelated. You guys want me to do math memes again? It just kind of popped up in my head. Why did I just get that thought? Me, when I got the Moon Knight autism, instead of the good at math or science autism. What about the good at really, really niche things, like even nicher than this? Siblings can go from this to this in 0.2 seconds, and then they can go back to being normal within 0.2 seconds too. If Doctor Doom ain't moving like this in Avengers Doomsday, I don't want it. I have returned. MCU is dead, but we always go through stages of like this. This is a repeatable stage. Where are we now, guys? Honestly, I haven't really been watching any new Marvel movies. I've watched a few, but I think Marvel is about to be back, right? Marvel has the best crossovers. My crossover? Benedict Wong says we have entered phase 1 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Avengers Tower looks like an ostrich. Have I read this before? This seems very familiar. I don't know. I've made like 10 Marvel meme videos. Describe how you solved the problem. I really tried. Aw, look what the teacher replied back. You always really try. That's what I love. I don't know if stopping an out-of-control train doesn't convince you of Spider-Man's true power. Captain literally struggling to catch Bucky's punch with both hands and a vibranium shield, while we have this yapper casually twisting that same punch with one arm like it's a toddler. If a person ever put a gun to my head and say, name all the Eternals, tell my family I love them. Roses are red. Iron Man can fly. He's my friend, and so was I. Tom Holland says Target staff wouldn't sell his own non-alcoholic beer, Barrow, to him because he couldn't prove his age. They wouldn't accept my ID because it's English and I couldn't prove my age. Doctor Strange's spell worked too well. They really had no idea who he was. Yeah, this is elite level marketing, guys. Elite. Look at that reply tweet. 95k likes. Bro, Tom Holland is a genius. I don't believe this happened, I'm sorry. But I respect the marketing. Come on, that's impressive. And if you watched the Batman video, which I made, this is very similar to the Batman one, but it's just Spider-Man and the evolution of Spider-Man throughout the years. All the way from 1962 to 2018. What's your favorite version of Spidey, or what one looks the coolest to you? I think, let me think. I'm not a big fan of the new Spider-Man designs. I think my favorite would be... Yeah, so my mic cut out and it cut out. Anyway, my favorite one would be Mark Fowler. We know Marvel uses CGI, but this is so funny to see. Leaked Deadpool 3 set photos. Now this is what I'm trying to watch. He's actually more menacing without the arms. Bro, somebody just passed out after the ending of Infinity War. 2018 to 19 Marvel was an insane era. You just had to be there. Who did this? Stop it, Peter 2. It's not funny. Haha, look at me, I'm Gwen. Ouch, my neck. I think it may just be one of my lifelong goals to see one of these in person. Top 6 actors who can play the next Wolverine. Obsessed with this picture of Doc Ock, just like window shopping with the arms tucked in under his coat. The only archer in a movie to actually run out of arrows. Can you believe Peter Parker invented fashion? Thanos, I don't have what you need. Trust me. Kim Kardashian says she wants to join the MCU. If you ever feel like you contribute nothing, just remember, Norman Osborn brought a fruitcake to Thanksgiving. The Avengers Tower looks like an ostrich. Lights, camera, action. Camera, action. Marvel fans on the internet versus Marvel fans in the theater. These guys are legends in their own right, but this legend is so underrated. You either die a hero or live long enough to become Sherlock Holmes. Just when I thought Chris Pratt couldn't get any more relatable. Is Chris Pratt dead? Only on the inside. Sure, we all thought it was funny when the Avengers went undercover by putting hats on, but how many of you noticed Mysterio in this scene the first time you saw Far From Home, when Captain America himself told you to move on after the snap, so you find a new wife, but then the Avengers bring your old wife back? I beg that Marvel hire actual graphic designers. I cannot do this anymore. Bro is Surgeon Unusual. The Avengers. We don't trade lives. Also the Avengers. Hey guys, thank you for all coming out today and risking your lives so we can save our friend. How can you possibly hope to stop me? Who the hell gave Alexa a body? Tony Stark has 2 moods. Abort mission. You can't afford me. The real reason why Tom Holland hasn't spoiled anything yet. CGI in 2009 versus 2022. Yeah, we're regressing and I don't know how. New York before a superhero, after a superhero, during a superhero movie. Peter, ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt normal. And that was when you, MJ, found out the same week. It's always who's gonna lead the Avengers, but never who's gonna lead Wanda to therapy. You ever think about how the 2 best dads in the MCU are the ones who never got to see their little girls grow up? Spider-Man, No More Home. It's so weird to see these events happen simultaneously. Impossible. I killed this man. I am hoping Thor, but it's 2020, so 90% chance it's Loki. Kevin Feige confirms a video of Luis recapping the entire MCU exists. Imagine if the MCU didn't kill them off. Thanos would have died on the first 5 minutes. You either die a villain, or live long enough to become a more popular villain. Ryan Reynolds next to his stunt double. Remember when Peter kicked Thanos in the nuts? No, Wolverine's cousin, El Coyote. I think everyone should get off this plane until Spider-Man gets here. That is literally Sandman. The amount of PhDs in this picture. Do y'all remember when Aladdin found the Infinity Gauntlet before Thanos? Join the Avengers, they said. We have a special mission for you, they said. If anyone asks what Civil War is, just show them this picture. This guy always looks like he knows something about you. Who thought that these pictures would become reality after 2 years? Earth is closed today. We're in the end game now. Every Marvel movie. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. Why would Aquaman's suit need to dry? Never forget that when Spider-Man clowned Falcon and the Winter Soldier without even trying, Tom is wearing the same clothes Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man 3. Iron Man, a billionaire. Thor, a literal god. Captain America. Why is Loki always in jail or chains? If I was Spider-Man, I would have been the coolest kid at school. There's no way I would have kept it a secret. We know, Tom. We know. Oh my god. Actors with their stunt doubles. Who said I'm Jackie Chan's stunt double? Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Far From Home. Ideas of the next one? Spider-Man, homeless. The funny friend when he's left alone with his thoughts for 5 seconds. So, Tom Holland has now starred in 4 $1 billion movies at the age of 23. Female Hugh Jackson kinda looks like Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively, and now I can't unsee it. Neither can I. Thanks for this. The whole theater went crazy when the post-credits of Oppenheimer came up. Yeah, this is not Oppenheimer. When you just wanted to fix your hands, but now you have to fix the whole multiverse. MCU from 2008 to 2019. Getting a rotten score is impossible for us. MCU 2020 to present. We've had 4 rotten projects in the last 4 years. Sorry, Captain Marvel, but Thanos is the MCU's strongest character. Thanos got killed twice in one movie. Fun film fact, Each second of Spider-Verse took an artist a week to complete. In total, it took 4 years and 800 people. His shirt is so wrinkly because he doesn't have an Iron Man. Thanos kills half of the universe. The Avengers. Did Stark tell you anything else? That you are a laboratory experiment. Everything special about you came out of a bottle. You can literally tell they have no idea what they're talking about. The best Marvel duos. Sorry, I didn't make the rules. Films before the MCU. Spider-Man 2 was so good. Girl, what the hell? I just texted my number neighbor and fake. Sorry. Marvel movies accounted for 30% of the domestic box office for 2021. I'm guessing 90% of that 30% came from No Way Home. Back when MCU movies were actually good. He was the best Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire. At least I think that. My dad is clearly not a Marvel fan. Guess what I am? A virgin. Loving the concept of superheroes hanging out to do regular things. Marvel Comics peaked with that panel of Daredevil and Spider-Man mentioning that they were antiquing the whole day so they couldn't have possibly committed a crime. The dad that Peter want to have and the son that Tony Wise he have. Godzilla had a stroke trying to read this and died. New Spider-Verse burger at Burger King. This actually looks good, kinda. Karanos. Once she gathers all 6 Infinity Scarfs, no manager is safe. Among Us reference in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You ever just think about how this is how these two idiots met? Evil comes in purple. Peter Parker. When do I start enjoying my life? Marvel. That's the neat part. You don't. Actually don't know. Whatever you do, don't think about how this was the last sunset Gwen ever saw. Has Marvel ever missed with a casting? Dogs when they hear good boy. Cats when they hear pss pss pss. Birds when they hear my anti-government rhetoric. When you're part of that half of the universe that survived. So now you have more food and resources than ever before. Before Thanos snapped his fingers. Versus after he snapped his fingers. Kevin, when are we going to get this scene in MCU? I was being Captain America. Fine. Lot of pressure. Yup. Can I throw the shield? Nope. Steve let me throw the shield. No, he didn't. Tony was checking on Captain America's butt. Reply with the Thanos quote that can be used when doing the deed. I'm sorry, little one. Who Musk wants us to think he is. Versus who Musk is starting to look more like. No one. Batman fan. Batman can beat Infinite Ultron with prep time. Gamora in the afterlife after everyone else got blipped back. Legends say they're going to help defeat Thanos. Life is too short to argue. Just watch these scenes and move on. The Flash has more good CGI than bad. No, it doesn't. It has more bad CGI than good. Spider-Man, No Way Home. I'm afraid to rewatch this movie because every time someone posts a scene from it, it looks way worse than I remember. They cooked with this design. Cooked up a terrible costume, yes. Who gave the best speeches? Prime made me want to roll out with the Autobots. Being an MCU fan in 2019, when the fanbase was actually unified, versus being an MCU fan in 2023. This happened after Stan Lee said that Robert Downey Jr. was born to play Tony Stark. Sometimes you need to make a Venn diagram to help keep track of things. Chris Hemsworth, Marvel, where's my 10-minute video of Thor teaching Earth etiquette to the Asgardians? This is a dog. Bunch of hands fly up. You cannot ride it. It is too small. All hands go down. Tony Stark explains to Ant-Man where he has to climb up inside of Thanos to defeat him in Endgame. When you're enjoying a hot homegrown meal and you hear the Avengers ship land out back, other superheroes stopping vehicles out of control, versus Doctor Strange stopping vehicles out of control. Robert Downey Jr. saying I am Iron Man during his Oscar-winning speech would be the cherry on top. Please shut up. Like actually. Everyone to the 2000s Fantastic Forecast. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Enough time has passed. I don't know, I think Spider-Man 2 was better. A reminder that this is the best Spider-Man suit. The Marvel's director says the film is different from the other MCU films because it's really wacky and silly, as opposed to the super serious Thor Love and Thunder. One of them has to go. One of them already went. When Mary Jane is in trouble, but attendance is 20%. Laughing at his own Thunder joke in Thor's costume to brighten your timeline from all the drama there is. That after all this time, all it took was one glance at his smiling face for Tony to realize it's worth it. POV. You're a raccoon and somebody just opened the trash can. Loki had to witness both parents die and watch himself get killed. Let that sink in. Black Widow is just as bad as Captain Marvel. I hate females in the MCU. In kindness, there's an evil. In evil, there's kindness. Balance. Good. And then there's this bitch. I will make father proud. You're weak. No, please. I'm good. Nice butt. I know. Did you know when squirrels land on the ground, they look like superheroes? Leave him alone. He wants to be tall like the other Avengers. When life gives you lemons, learn to make an Iron Man helmet for your cat. If Doctor Strange saw 14 million futures, he probably saw Ant-Man go up Thanos' butt in one of them. Natalie Portman shows off impressive transformation into female Thor. I don't remember reading about a female Thor in Greek mythology. That might be because Thor is from Norse mythology. What do you mean your movie is better than mine? You're just a big dumb lizard. You're finally home and don't have to be a good guy anymore. Marvel's lowest grossing movie in MCU history. Lowest grossing movie in MCU history so far. Guys, I can explain. You're getting 4 movies. Well, we only got 3. 3? We only got a single one. You guys are getting movies? Tony, am I ugly? God made no one ugly. Thanks. But who the hell made you? Is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 overrated, underrated, or properly rated? Overrated. People talk about this movie like it's the second coming when it's really not. Best WandaVision meme. Please do not bang the machines. Yeah, a lot of mixed feelings about this. On my way to save the multiverse with my friends, Zendaya and Mark Jacobs. This is how the gangster cats from Tom and Jerry looked like. Clint has some catching up to do after sitting out the last movie. I created Microsoft. We created Google. I created Facebook. I created Apple. I created a universe. This is a little strange. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Bagel. Bagels are so good. You can buy 2 candles. This counts as 1. This guy is a guardian of the galaxy. I feel safer already. Modern Spider-Man comics will never have MJ and Peter being happy together like this anymore. Me, after watching Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He's probably my favorite MCU character. Dads, when they sit on any couch ever. Dads, as soon as you change the channel. I was watching that. When you all do the work on a group project. I dropped the MCU after Avengers Infinity War. This guy's transformation into Penguin for the Batman movie, 2022. British people when they turn 25. Yeah, okay, sure. Fuck you. Forget Marvel. Forget remakes. Forget sequels and prequels. We need a solid research of historical mythological films again. True. Do MCU fans really want Henry Cavill as Wolverine and Captain Marvel 2? I think the better question is, do MCU fans really want Captain Marvel 2? Not mad, just outside your house with a gun. The key is under the mat. The new faces and Hair of Fire. I need to play this game. People also loved Chris Evans, heroically helping King up the stairs to accept her award. Chris Evans wins best at supporting actresses. Loki and the Watcher watching each other. Morning people bragging that they've been up since 4 AM. Also morning people by 8 PM. The Doctor with a shot. My mum, 7-year-old me. Who should be the main villain for Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4? I don't know. It's a pretty bad answer. Thank you for changing my life. I'm literally not even complete yet. A new criminal arriving in Marvel NCU. NYC, looking to make a name for themselves. Daredevil, Luke Cage, Spider-Man. If you think their journeys will end without them reuniting, then I don't know what to tell you. Get your dog, girl. It don't bite. Yes, it do. I love seeing old people dance. It's so romantic. Make a Logan-style Spider-Man movie with Maguire. Don't tie it in with any cinematic universe whatsoever. Just do a rough, beautiful, emotional tale about an old Spidey. Have Sam Raimi direct. Give him full control. Watch the box office explode. Keanu Reeves. It would be an honor to join the MCU. What is bro going to do against Galactus? So basically Deadpool was the one who fixed the X-Men's outfit. The guy who made the joke. The guy who said it louder in front of the whole class. Spider-Man's part-time job. What? Fixing traffic lights. So MCU's Spidey's furry feet lasted at most 6 seconds, but it was still putting a strain on him as it weighed 6 million pounds. And he had 13.3 million newtons pulling on each side of him. Yeah, Raimi's Spidey stopped at 500k lbs, plus deacceleration, which is that many newtons. Physics proves that MCU Spidey is stronger. Kevin hated how Marvel didn't have creative control over the pre-MCU films made by other studios, so he hates how they didn't have control over the Marvel films that actually had their own identity, and are infinitely more watchable than the other MCU cookie cutter shit. Got it. It's so funny that spaghetti westerners are called that because they were directed by Italians. Imagine if people started calling Marvel movies hamburger shonen. Anyone else remember seeing this at the end of each episode of the original Muppets Babies cartoon? I remember being so confused about that as a kid because I did not know what Spider-Man had to do with the Muppets. Sony, after making you watch Spider-Man 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and 2 to understand Spider-Man 3. People are scared, but they can't be paralyzed by that fear. You have to fight for what's right every single day, bulletproof skin or not. Luke Cage over Steven Rogers. Moon Knight director thought it was a brilliant idea to do cuts in the middle of action scenes.
Bro thought it was a brilliant idea to skip the final boss fight. I have not watched this movie and I don't think I will. VFX artists who already worked on 37 Marvel movies a year, getting told they have to animate She-Hulk for 6 episodes. I just found out what actually happened with She-Hulk, and these VFX artists need to stop beating people up. Gwen came to Peter's house and said, "Bro, the whole squad is online. How Marvels think teens talk. Oh crud, this is so not woke. How teens actually talk. Get into your head. Would you rather smash Piccolo or Vegeta? Who is not choosing Vegeta?" Okay, this person gave a whole explanation as to why they would choose Vegeta. Fair enough. I mean, it's Tumblr. This is my standards for Tumblr memes now. Well, it always has been, but lol. Us diaper fetish folks also think Marvel movies... God, what the fuck? My amazingly witty partner was changing my nappy... Dude, this is a real person.
Wakandans watching Bucky keep their state-of-the-art vibranium technology in a dish rack. Truth is, I am Groot. The Avengers, when they notice the new villain destroying the city looks a lot like Iron Man. First, look at Mr. Fantastic using his stretching powers in the Fantastic Four. Do they have to use CGI for everything? Sony, admit the movies suck. Blame the audience and the critics. 2022 Hulk can't stop a Jeep. 2008 Hulk uses 2 military Jeeps as gauntlets. You either die a villain or live long enough to become a more popular villain. People blame MJ for leaving Peter, but ignore the real reason. How dare Thor kill Thanos? He was completely unarmed. How dare Thor let his anger take over? You look like Willem Dafoe. You and I are not so different. Superhero costume in the comics. Superhero costumes in the MCU. Do you guys want an Avengers Infinity War jigsaw puzzle? Expert level. Marvel hero. DC villain. DC hero. Marvel villain. To think we actually believed Thanos for milliseconds. Daredevil certified fresh. It sucked actually, and your character is pathetic and thoroughly ruined. Thanks for your support, idiot. Nick Fury is so cool. He chooses which eye he's gonna use for vision every day. Men after knowing each other for a month. Bro, what's your name? Inhabitants of an atheist, alien-denying planet 4,000 galaxies away, when half of their population turns into dust one day. People, how was Spidey swinging? Me? Thanks, giant man. Imagine showing this picture to a 2017 Marvel fan. Why are you dressed like that? Like what? When you swear your shield was vibranium? Infinity War Thanos' snap also killed animals. No! 2013 saw seeing Mjolnir fly out of his hands, and moments later Captain America shows up and gives it back. Oof, how embarrassing, Marvel. Hulk's just been nerfed. My father full of lead. Me full of microplastics. My grandfather full of asbestos. Logan full of all of the above. Fans can make suits like these in their garage, but Marvel still relies on motion capture. Reasons Magneto shouldn't be in the MCU. What is Avengers? Is that a band? Well, Nick Fury talking to Captain Marvel. Nick Fury talking to other Avengers. I wonder how this scene went down in the Captain Carter timeline. So what do we call him? Iron Doctor? Strange man. How I crossed the road when I was younger and how I cross it now. Hit me. You may be Captain America and the Falcon, but you'll never be Captain of the Millennium Falcon. Hulk got his eyebrows threaded. New hair, nose job, contour kit. Go off, Miss Thang. New Hulk looks like he sells fit tea on Instagram. Bugs when you lift up a rock. Sometimes kids on this app forget that I'm a deadly assassin with a vibranium arm. Add hot white woman to game. Concurrent players increased by over 100,000. Is it really that easy? Making Spider-Man villain movies with Spider-Man. Making Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man. Sony. Marvel fans and DC fans. Marvel fans be like, hey bro, this shot is insane. Marvel Studio planning for MCU and Warner Bros planning for DCEU. Throughout the years, he has never interfered until now. Captain Marvel when a purple alien kills billions of people. When someone tells a girl she can't play baseball. You get to choose to live through one of these experiences, and that will be the rest of your life. Which one? Oh no, I get a cool spider bite scar and wake up completely ripped and in shape. Oh no, oh god, oh jeez, the horror. After today, we can tell what a great hero you turned out to be. The best Avenger we ever had. Attention, if you or a loved one were recently disintegrated along with half of all life in the universe, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Law and Order, MCU. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. How are the people still living in New York in the MCU? The house prices must be so cheap. Me and the voices in my head looking at the consequences of the bad choices we made. Give him some good screen time. I once picked up a godly hammer. I once snapped an army out of existence existence. I once tricked the god of mischief. I shoot 3 arrows in one go. The perfect casting MCU has ever done. Bro, why can't Reed Richards pose like a normal for once? I am inevitable. So you thought you were inevitable? Michael Jackson attempted to buy Marvel in the late 90s so he could play Spider-Man. Scarlett Johansson watching RDJ and Chris Evans returning to the MCU. It should have been me. I love the fact Chris Pratt isn't his son's favorite superhero. Did this girl realize she just made the best Marvel meme? The Untitled Avengers film character, Revival Waiting Area. Remember when me and the Goblin destroyed this thing and almost killed a cable car of Kit? Rep Norman, you sicko. Still a real one. It's just violent and cameos, but we love it because of that. Finding hidden color details in movies. When I saw her in the Spider-Man movie, me as a kid, me now, a squirrel stopped this woman for help and led her to its injured baby, because that's what heroes do. Stephen Wonder bedroom scene. You and I remember Civil War very differently. Here it comes. The memes with MCU is back and dead, back dead, back dead. Is it back or is it dead? I don't know. A meteorite made of vibranium. The strongest substance in the universe. Strongest substance so far. Hear me out, guys. Literally any conventionally attractive woman ever. And a woman saying, hear me out, guys, to Venom. I'm not hearing you out. Tobey Maguire's daughter getting proposed to with a Spider-Man reference is my favorite thing I've seen all day. So Hulk in Age of Ultron, he was 8'2". Ragnarok, 8.6 feet. Endgame, 8 feet. She-Hulk, 7 feet. It's evolving, just backwards. He needs to go through some trauma. Water bottle label. Warning, Cap is a choking hazard. My brain. If Deadpool had picked the first Wolverine he saw, the only characters that remembered Peter Parker. Marvel's CGI problem is healing. The very first time Steve is holding the Captain America shield, and the last. Remember when Tom ran to throw Marvel merch to the fans while shooting Ragnarok? We don't deserve $10 million now, or a symbiote that understands your struggles. A symbiote, are you kidding me? We went from poor visuals in Love and Thunder and Quantum Mania to some absolute high-tier CGI. No, because we could have had a fantastic comic-accurate villain designs in MCU, but we got grounded appearances instead. Friendly reminder that Sam Wilson has nephews, so not only is he Captain America, but he's also Uncle Sam. This is the Fantastic Four. This is what the Fantastic Four is supposed to be. When you've had enough of someone's smack, but you're part of the squad so you can't say anything. Me. There's no place in the universe that I hate more than I hate this cliff. Marvel, I demand reparations. Go get him, I can swim. Best kid ever. Finally a kid that doesn't have to be saved. This was the cutest part of that movie, and if you don't think so, you're wrong. Poor Clint. Everybody else is either flying or a super soldier, and he's just a normal guy doing cardio. They're gonna get there and he's gonna be tired. Steve Rogers in his own book, Freedom is the Right of All Sentient Beings. Steve Rogers in an X-Men book. You ever just think about how this is how these two idiots met? What if you got to pick the next episode's plot? What if? If I crashed my ship in the ocean, I would simply not drown. Rest in peace to Steve Rogers, but I'm different. Please God, let there be a scene in Spider-Man Far From Home where Peter is in London and he jokingly tries a British accent, but Ned or someone just goes, "No, that's not how British people talk," and Tom Holland will just stare at the camera like in The Office. Marvel fans in 2020, the next few years. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary. Marvel, why Spider-Man is getting further from his home every movie. In rare cases, cats can even be allergic to people. Maybe I'm a cat. Paul Rudd had everyone from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to sign this Captain America shield. It sold for $53,000 with 100% of the proceeds going to Children's Mercy. How did you save the world from the Silver Surfer? Whoa, I don't like what this is insinuating. Damn, you're a freak, bro. I will use the power of irony to defeat villains. Oh, you call yourself the Joker? And why can't you tell a joke? How ironic. Me waking up, then realizing my teddy spent the night on the floor. New Marvel movie cast looks crazy. This guy has depth to him. He can act as anything. Remember when Loki put barriers on the Bifrost while he was king? Loki really said, safety first. This has to be the Vulture, right? Also, is he gonna eat Uncle Ben? What the hell happens in the Noirverse? The gorilla has to win 100 times. We only gotta win once. Okay, power scalers, Invincible or Marvel fans, who's winning this one? Me personally, I'm giving it to the Thing. Thing is getting smoked. Yeah, smoked. Who would single-handedly defeat this Galactus? Me? Writers. You need to hate this guy. Audience. No, I don't think I will. Disney is halting the production of live-action remakes after failure of Snow White at the box office. Hey Bucky, how much for the arm? Doom might have the craziest pull-up in comic history, that holding a Castor Troy-colored gun on top of a chromed-out and cloaked-up T-Rex. The flex is too strong. The DCU will be seen as a success in my eyes once we start seeing wacko theories like this. I just know he's doing the face under the mask. mask. They gotta be dead or something. For real, how the hell did none of the 50,000 New York superheroes come out and say, oh, maybe we gotta help? Because they're on break. They walked so the MCU could run. If I was Spider-Man, I would have been the coolest kid at school. There's no way I would have kept it a secret. We know, Tom. We know. They switch rogue galleries. Who's having a harder time? All Benson's gotta say is defeat this person or you're fired and we're done. Mummy issues, daddy issues, father-in-law issues. Inside you there are two Wolverines. It was Steve because Thor can't aim to the head. Here's the only problem. Up against the Hulk, it won't be clobbering time. The evolution of Steve Rogers, pre-serum, Star-Spangled, Soldier, Captain, Man Out of Time, Strike, Avenger, War Criminal, Nomad. The Avengers are Tony's heart. Civil War, choose a side, left or right. I'm going with center. DC, Secret Identity. Marvel. So here's the thing about this chair. Yeah, I don't think Avengers Doomsday is beating Avatar. Special effects in 1997 versus 2022. You're too old to be having birthday parties. Me. How to survive in the Marvel Universe. Rule 3. Don't live in New York or Los Angeles. You donate a kidney to the hospital, everyone thinks you're a hero. I donate 10 to the hospital and everyone thinks I'm a villain. That doesn't seem fair. Peter Parker seeing Tony Stark in Avengers Doomsday. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Peter making pop culture jokes. The MCU, once all this multiverse stuff is over, deploy the X-Men. I'm a grown man. I'm a big adult. I can do this. I can watch Guardians of the Galaxy. It's really good to have friends. Rocket, Teefs, Floggo now. Hugh Jackman as Vegeta actually looks good. Smart Hulk was struggling to fight Abomination. Meanwhile, Incredible Hulk. Only attractive people have bad eyesight. Chris Evans as the Human Torch had one of the best superhero landings since Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. John, did we beat Thor? That was Spider-Man. The deadliest character in one picture. So cute. Red Hulk destroying everything in the US. The strongest Avengers, meanwhile. Sony and Disney's deal has reportedly never prevented Spider-Man from appearing in any Sony spin-off films. A lot of respect for Sony. No Disney interference, just making awful films for the love of the game. This man disfigured his best friend for life, then got the entire world calling him The Thing, while he called himself Mr. Fantastic. Yup, he's definitely doing the face under that helmet. I am inevitable. And I missed the part where that's my problem. Remember these two? This is them now. Feel old yet? Why don't we just find baby Thanos and, you know, Anakin Skywalker has joined the chat. I call this one and have him home by 10. Bruce Banner's reflection is the Hulk during this scene. Tony and Bruce are having a delicate conversation and Bruce was feeling vulnerable. The Hulk was somewhat present. Bruce Banner's reflection, mind blown, described Tony Stark in one dialogue. It's a beautiful day, but not as beautiful as me. Is that supposed to be imitating the actor or the character? Is there a difference? Blueberry. So I was reading up on Avengers trivia and apparently RDJ kept food hidden all over this set and they couldn't find where it was, so they just kinda let him continue doing it. So that's his actual food when he's offering, whenever he's eating in a scene. It's not scripted. He was just hungry. RDJ is a squirrel. Character and actors. I literally don't know which is which for RDJ / for RDJ it's literally just one picture split down the middle. Tony Stark is real. It's Robert Downey Jr. who's the fictional character. Little Cap, Little Black Widow, Little Nick Fury. Sam Jackson taking a selfie with the kid in Nick Fury action figure. I can't. Expectation. Reality. Either way, Steve Rogers loves you. It's very inspirational. She really went from a deadly assassin to the most caring and loving Avenger. Sadie Sink has been cast in Spider-Man 4. She will be playing Uncle Ben. Why are they so big? Fans were asking for the DD on the suit. Marvel thought we were talking about Matt's bra size. From a guy who just went to take a jog to Captain America. I need everyone to read this carefully and understand that Sam Wilson is still Captain America. At this point in time, the role isn't entirely clear, but sources say Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson's character, will also return as Captain America. Evans in the Captain America costume seems less likely. I still can't get over this scene. Thor actually thought Loki turned into a piece of paper. Loki? Everywhere I go, I see his face. So did they just switch outfits or... Dude, people will realize. Don't worry, just add a tie. They'll never know. We're only limited by our imaginations, comrades. Farhan Tahir will reprise his role from Iron Man in the new Vision series. Superhero movies are so funny. Imagine doing a minor role and 20 years later they call you saying, we need you back. Why is Captain America always beefing with red villains? Tom Holland says Target wouldn't sell him his own non-alcoholic beer Biro to him because he couldn't prove his age. Doctor Strange's spell worked too well. They really had no idea who he was. The Avengers fighting Thanos and getting their butts handed to them. Rocket. Hey, who's that girl drawing over there? MJ, what the hell are you doing here? I like drawing people in crisis. Good guy will win. Bad guy with same powers will lose. Marvel Phase 6. They did Captain Marvel dirty. Marvel fans right now, what Marvel thinks we want, what we actually want. The original Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do you guys want to buy Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet? But it's a mug. A small price to pay for hydration. Marvel making She-Hulk woke. Marvel making the CGI for She-Hulk. Meanwhile, somewhere in the Marvel universe, bring me Burger King. Started in Marvel, who goes to DC, who goes back to Marvel. Oh, how Marvel loves misleading us. Thor disassociating completely is the biggest mood. One day you'll be the best thing to ever happen to someone. No, I don't think I will. How old is Vision? Vision's 3 years old. How old is Scarlet Witch? She could be 30. The FBI. Clint has some catching up to do after sitting out in the last movie. Is that a raccoon? The poster that a fan makes. The poster that Marvel makes. Coworker offered to let me borrow his PS5 for Spider-Man 2 since he only uses it for Netflix, and I seriously just stared at him like this. Marvel fans when Stan Lee shows up in a movie. It's him, it's the GOAT. Marvel fans when the good guys end up winning at the end of the movie for the 1000th time. Marvel fans, Thanos is the most powerful being in the universe. No, it's Anti-Monitor. Me, an intellectual. Can't, man. My mum said no. Me giving bro the same advice I won't listen to. LinkedIn says, you're a top candidate for these jobs. Take a look. After clicking it says, no jobs found. When Face ID doesn't work, so you've got to lock in. Such a poser. You guys know this drops next month, right? To help its success, you might want to start advertising it. Just a thought. Tom and Zendaya asked to do one more take up the swing, just so they can act like this, as to say hi to the fans that were waiting. And if that's not the softest thing ever, I think they just wanted to have fun again. Marvel confirms that Rick and Morty exist within the Marvel universe.
Hey, wait a minute, Rick. I thought this was a commercial.
Non-Earth MCU villains before entering Earth. How to speak English. These guys are legends in their own right, but this legend is so underrated. They proved that money is the best superpower. Marvel movie ends. Marvel fans in the theater. Do you remember that time Captain America laughed at Superman for eating cookies at the Oscars? At the dawn of the universe, there was nothing, and then boom, you're looking for this? 21 years later, and I'm just finding out that the human spider mask was CGI. In this movie, he saved a kid. In another movie, he saved kids from Asgard. And in another movie, he will just save kids. Are you Thor, god of saving kids? MCU characters that I can't see anyone else playing. Join the Avengers, they said. We have a special mission for you, they said. Person, have you heard about that Lion King movie coming out? Marvel fans, the Iron King. There are no frowns in the pit of bulls, brother. I asked my son to pick up his toy, but he told me he's not worthy. Comic book accurate Wolverine. Spider-Man as a guy versus Spider-Man as a woman. Not eating because of nausea versus being nausea because of not eating. Sam Wilson needs the super soldier serum to fight Red Hulk. The last super soldier to fight a Hulk. When you're chilling in the shower, so you hit one of these. Expectations versus reality. Never ask a woman her age. A man his salary. Spider-Man, where he keeps his phone. Marvel fans, we want to see Venom fight Spider-Man in his third movie. Sony is a venomized horse instead. Marvel hero in the MCU. Same Marvel hero in the comics. I'm still trying to figure out what Thanos was cooking. Wonder, your children don't exist. Just like your love life. When a film needs to cast a Hispanic character, Hollywood. 70 years in ICE versus the result. 20 years with wife versus the result. Hugh Jackman getting ready to carry the MCU after he carried the X-Men movies for 17 years. This picture is so funny. I can't. Like, why is this grown man vaping? Because he's trying to quit cigarettes, I think. I bet he's thinking about other women. If you got Deadpool vertically down the center, which half would regenerate? Or would you get two Deadpools? Tom Holland and Zendaya say they occasionally rewatch Spider-Man Homecoming to relive their youth. What the hell is relive their youth? Aren't they like 23 when you finally saved the world? But now you have nothing to do. Come on, Iron Man, don't be so sad. 5 actors who could be the next Wolverine. Is that Hugh Jackman? Time traveler. Moves a chair. The timeline. Everything is different now. How grandparents see you when you go into their mobile phone settings. Everybody coming back through the portals. Thanos. When you first meet her versus when you get to know her. DC/Warner Brothers is all like, Wonder Woman's too confusing for a movie. And Marvel and Disney is all like, here's a raccoon with a machine gun. Thanos, Hulk, and Iron Man made a group chat. What's it called? Snapchat. Time traveler. Moves the chair. The timeline. Hi, Pete. Venom. The Last Dance. You won, Mr. Stark. You won. Acting like the character versus the character is acting like him. Telepath? More like telepathetic. This sounds like something Magneto would say before high-fiving Mystique. Preach. Earlier in Infinity War, it is established that Thor can speak Groot. Thor later introduces Groot as Tree. Oh, by the way, this is a friend of mine, Tree. Guys, Thor knows how to speak Groot. This means Groot's real name is actually Tree. The world was not ready for this masterpiece in 2008. 2008. Mum, I know my son. Girlfriend, I know him better. Best friend, you can't be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man if there's no neighborhood. Tony and Peter, everyone's favorite father-son duo. What is better than hearing I love you? The sound that ATMs make while withdrawing money. People, there are no good Fantastic Four movies. Me, an intellectual. Scientists invented a bracelet that converts stress to energy. Me, when I wear it for 5 minutes. Spider-Man is replacing Iron Man in the MCU. Tom Holland. Stan Lee's cameo in Endgame exists. Everyone in the cinema. Let's confuse new Marvel fans. What is going on? Toby talking to Andrew about saving Gwen Stacy. You can't do that, huh? How on earth does that even? These two are just the MCU version of them. You either die a hero or live long enough to become a Sherlock Holmes. That awkward moment when you can fight a god, defeat the Hulk, but lose against old men. Thanos in movies. A powerful alien being who committed genocide, tortured a god and turned half the universe to dust. Thanos in Marvel's What If. Purple Raisin Man. Me taking a shower. The shampoo bottles, the water, the ant I'm drowning, random spider on the ceiling. The entire screen time of Marvel Cinematic Universe is 3,000 minutes. I love you 3000. Captain America versus Captain Mexico. Wearing dark eyeshadow gives you 100% success when catching weapons. Girls at the airport versus boys at the airport. Who did this? I know you've developed some kind of attachment to him. Ice Age baby height, 6'10". Thanos' height, 6'7". What's up, regular sized man? I wonder how the MCU would have turned out if Andrew Garfield was its Spider-Man. Accidentally finds out that you are Spider-Man. You tell her that you are Spider-Man. She tells you that you are Spider-Man. When you're a character named Peter in the MCU, there's a 100% chance that your girlfriend's dad is a villain. The powers other people want versus the powers I want. Oh, this is the guy who can whistle with an arrow, right? Brie Larson claims that Captain Marvel can definitely lift Thor's hammer. Is that a personal attack or something? Thanos, peacefully eating breakfast. Thor. So how about a movie starring Chris Evans, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Pratt, directed by Christopher Nolan, naturally titled The Chris's, coming out this Christmas. Born in the 2000s versus born in 1999. He's just a kid, no older than my son. When you're Iron Man, but your son is a fan of Spider-Man. I paused an Avengers Endgame spot at the right moment. Why does he look like this? Fake Secret War leaks are getting out of hand. Listen, Carol, I am not your Tony. I am done with you, Iron Man. Who are you? Last warning, Thor. We are witnessing the greatest live-action duo eras in comic book movie history. There is a little dude skating on my grape, and Groot replied, "It's me." That's the face of a little thing that knows exactly what he did to deserve this threat. Oh my gosh. Wow, Captain America 3 looks great. Bucky, Natasha, and Sam look like they're all going somewhere fancy, but forgot to tell Steve. Cap with Wanda, she's just a kid. Cap with Peter, he's a kid, but not really a kid. If you were Spider-Man, would you prefer using web shooters or having organic webbing? Organic webbing, 100%. Thanos, Thanos' right-hand man. Thanos' right-hand man's right-hand man. Thanos' right-hand man's right-hand man's left hand. There are two types of siblings. You will always be my sister versus I've never met this man in my life. 1902. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle describes Sherlock Holmes as a man of iron. 2008. Robert Downey Jr. stars as Iron Man. 2009. Robert Downey Jr. stars as Sherlock Holmes. Mind blown. You donate 1 kidney and become a hero. I donate 5 and I become the enemy. That doesn't seem fair. I still can't believe Spider-Man No Way Home is a real movie. If you sit in the front row to watch Deadpool and Wolverine, you will encounter a huge Jackman. This looks like the beginning of a music video. Neil by Loki, featuring the #1 hit, You're Not My Dad. Bonus track, I Do What I Want. 3 completely unnecessary MCU shows that I wouldn't complain about if they happened. When 2 of the smartest kids in the class are working separately in group projects. Vin Diesel, after saying, I am Groot. How much money did I'm looking this up. All of the films, 54 million. Hey kid, tell me what happened to. No, I don't think I will. Alright then, keep your secrets. Captain America. Spider-Man, I was wondering if you could have a word with your fellow young heroes. They keep disagreeing with me no matter what I say. Perfectly sensible things, Spider-Man. No cap. Not you too. Finally, Robert Downey Jr. meets Tony Stark. Which is which? Thanos. Snaps. Spider-Man. Dies. Marvel. Releases Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. Thanos, am I a joke to you? Meanwhile, somewhere in the Marvel multiverse. Bring me Burger King. I am Groot spoilers without context. I am Groot. I am Groot. He is Groot. Loki, the god of being polite. I beg your pardon. I'm terribly sorry. I don't mean to impose. Now, if you'll excuse me, Marvel movies make you cry about suits, a tree, ants, and a hammer. Basically anything. 5-year-old me telling my parents that I will never kiss a girl. 22-year-old who made this. Damn, man, I forgot I even downloaded this. Deadpool and Wolverine has become the most watched trailer ever in first 24 hours, surpassing Spider-Man No Way Home, 15 years apart. In the first picture, he looks at Pepper, and in the second, he looks at his daughter. Who would win? One of the most powerful telepaths of the world versus some random cord lying on the floor. Hulk, Smash, Wakanda, Forever, Hotel, No, find someone who looks at you the way Andrew looks at his burger. Hype of Daredevil versus hype of other Marvel projects. Wheels of your shopping cart at Walmart always be like, work hard and your dreams may become a reality. Scarlet, I need you to leg lock my head. It's important for your character development. The director of Iron Man 2. 5-year-old me. When I find out my mum and dad have names. Impossible. Loki really showed up to the apocalypse in a whole new custom Gucci outfit with a new helmet style and the Chanel boots. What a fashion icon. Mum, lunch is ready? Me. Hang on, I'm in the middle of an online game. Mum, end game now. When I lick the Soul Stone and it doesn't taste like orange Fanta. Spider-Man and his variants. Loki and his variant. Doctor Strange and his variants. Red Skull. A soul for a soul. Thanos. How 3rd grader me saw 10th graders. Me at 10th grade. When your death makes a film the highest earning in history. Starks. Marriage is all about compromise. How did it take over 6 months for someone to think of this meme? Thanos. New snap. The Infinity Stones are just Fruit Loops. Thanos wants to know your location. Marvel. Loki is dead. Marvel fandom. Ignore him. Infinity War 2 is gonna be so lit. Infinity Pods. Your music in a snap. Nick Fury when Thor is off-world and Captain Marvel is unavailable. I have nothing left except Spider-Man. Steve. I can do this, Tony. Tony. Do what? What can you do with a stick? Steve. Whap him. You're gonna whap him, Steve? Avengers Endgame child actress who played Tony Stark's daughter is encountering bullying. I will shred this universe down to its last atom. Hopefully she isn't getting bullied anymore. The Council of Chris. Mr. Stark. I finished my homework. What are you today? I'm feeling middle right. It's cheeked up. Double cheeked up. Since there are 2 controllers. The MCU is dead. Back. Dead. Back. Dead. And it's back. And it's back right now. Wait, people actually don't like the new Deadpool? I thought it was a joke. No context, Marvel. We haven't met yet. I'm Clint. I don't care. T'Challa kicked Clint out of the entire MCU with this one line. Prime examples of why second chances are important. Name anyone who made a bigger superhero movie comeback than them. Ryan Reynolds. Because I'm not seeing a Ryan Reynolds right now. I see Green Lantern and Deadpool. Me. Want to watch a Marvel movie with me? Friend. What's Marvel? Me. Activate instant kill. Who you thought was going to save the universe versus who is really going to do it? The Ant Boy. 1 year ago, the Secret Invasion finale aired. The best final for a Marvel show. Rent is not that high for you to be saying this. Build your strongest team with $100. I am a huge Deadpool fan. I can tell you anything about the character. Okay then, why was Thor crying? Nothing will top the life-changing experience that was watching the portal scene in Endgame for the first time. Thanos. Thank you, daughter. Perhaps I treated you too harshly. Thor. Hammer goes swing swing. So, no one told you life was going to be this way? One of my favorite subtle details in Into the Spider-Verse is that Miles' dad works for the PDNY rather than the NYPD. Yes. The Pew Dog Police Department. What society thinks women want to wear versus what women actually want to wear. We look like a couple here. Couple of best friends. In 2008, I am Iron Man. Versus in 2019, I am Iron Man. Here's a fun question. What DC characters do you think are worthy to lift Mjolnir? Probably Superman. Teacher. The guy who is actually making noise in class. Me. Asking for an eraser. Most powerful items in the MCU. This would have been peak Marvel. Well, it's coming back, baby. It's coming back. Deadpool. I am Marvel Jesus. Iron Man. Iron Man's a true gooner. Look at his arm. I genuinely cannot believe there's people saying they didn't show enough in the trailers. These are the same people who complain when a trailer shows everything. I hope you're okay. Stop falling down the stairs. How'd the ground taste? Me on the last day of school. Versus me during the summer holidays. What gets wetter and wetter the more it dries? The eyeball? Skin? A fish? Interviewer. If you're a villain, you need to be intelligent. So I've got a riddle to see if you're up to the task of world domination. Aren't villains usually stupid as well? Hawkeye is feeling fabulous. So fabulous. Captain America costume. 2011 versus 2012. Deleted scene from Thor, The Dark World, where I ask Loki and Odin for directions back to the Earth. Wonder, why didn't you just bring America here? Doctor Strange, you didn't tell me her name, did you? No. Wonder, hey Bucky, how much for the arm? Slap. Don't slap a raccoon, man. That's animal abuse. When you are the Prince of England, but behind you is the Prince of Asgard. Both of these scenes mean nothing now. Yeah, the multiverse theory kind of broke everything. Can you make everyone forget the Mysterio, including what he ever said? Of course. The end. Muppet X-Men. Your argument is invalid. Signs autograph. Wait, what? This is a horse magazine. Disney Prince Tom Hiddleston. Disney Prince Chris Hemsworth. Disney Prince Captain America Chris Evans. Thor Chris Hemsworth. Loki Tom Hiddleston. Robert Downey Jr. versus Robert Downey Jr. He can't hide his Tesseract. The internet. How can you possibly like these? They ruin the MCU by ignoring existing characters, and me. I just think they're neat. Iron Man 3, 2013. He's single and he has a massive house. And in 2023, when he's married, James Gunn says the lore for the Infinity Stones was written in 90 minutes. I just made up some stuff. This is my Marvel. Who's at the front? This is still one of my favorite Black Panther shots we've ever gotten to this day. Michael B. Jordan thinks Killmonger would defeat Thanos. If he ever stepped in a situation with Thanos, he'd already have a plan for taking him down. Thanos undoubtedly had one of, if not the best design upgrade over the years. POV, you're watching the saddest endings. Marvel's biggest low was re-releasing Endgame with this unfinished scene just to beat Avatar's box office. The X and Y in the alphabet versus the X and Y in math, the original Marvel Cinematic Universe. My dad just realized that the reason Toby could never get his back cracked was because he has super durability, so a normal person wouldn't be able to crack his back. So only another Spider-Man could have done the trick. In 1998, Blade earned $131 million in the box office, saving Marvel and opening the doors to all the superhero movies we enjoy today. My physique at the gym with a pump versus my physique 30 minutes after the workout. Explain this. What? Are you trying to say Tom Holland gave her that? I don't know. Get stabbed. Wow, rude. That's fair. Not again. Are you gonna want this back, or can I keep it? Did you know Spider-Man Unlimited was originally supposed to be a Spider-Man 2099 animated series, but changed it because it was too similar to Batman Beyond? Christopher Nolan says Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man is one of the greatest casting decisions in the history of movies. In one of these universes, Natasha is alive and happy with her two families. Steve hasn't left his closest friends for a woman he kissed once. Tony is seeing Morgan grow up. Gamora is alive. The sun is shining on Thor and Loki, and Wanda can feel Vision. The off to watch Infinity War starter pack. Popcorn, asthma, tissues, blanket, oxygen. What is going on? Isn't it because when Infinity War released, people were dying in the cinema and having like MCU? The Force is female. We don't hate strong female characters. We just hate poorly written strong female characters. Man, let me tell you about this. The new Indiana Jones. What a flop. I think that's my most hated movie I've ever watched. The Marvel fandom be like, laughing at Deadpool, not laughing at twerking heroes. I mean, it wasn't funny, so twerking does not equal funny. Unless you're talking about Anaconda. You know, that's my Anaconda don't. The synapses in my brain woke up. I was like 10 at the time. The word fuck is said 119 times in the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. One time. Deadpool and Wolverine. 118 times. I haven't seen anyone talking about how big Ant-Man is. Holy, I can't believe this cast is real. This was such a good movie. Feeling cute. Might have everyone assemble later. I don't know. The amount of PhDs in this picture. Same energy. It's a Captain America thing. Strange really went ahead and hit a 17-year-old with a train. Marvel characters without CGI are still the worst things I've ever seen. Good morning. A reminder that the Avengers were this close to removing the gauntlet from Thanos' hand. Enjoy your day. Great. Here comes the woke mob to cancel me for killing and eating several people. Mark Ruffalo, what do you have to say about these photos? They no longer have their wallets. I just realized that Spider-Man 2's Doc Ock is dressed like he's cosplaying every Matrix character at once. I wonder who will get custody of Spidey. What is this poster? Captain America and Iron Man finally putting aside their differences to break Spider-Man's arm. Oh my god, this is how RDJ looks compared to the others, and I'm just, he tiny stoked. Undercover, comic Steve Rogers was smooth as hell. One of them has to go. One of them already went. The most useless character in the MCU history. Son, don't be helping anybody. I wouldn't help people who don't listen to me either. MCU villains are just, Tony Stark ate my last Pringle, so now I've decided to start a genocide. I'm sorry, but I can't stop thinking about this. Wait, it makes so much sense. When all evil has been defeated, but you still need to earn a living. This is so sad. Jarvis, play Despacito. One of Robert Downey Jr.'s alpacas actually looks like him, from the eyes to the hairstyle. It's about time someone noticed. Shrek died in Infinity War. There was only one Tony Stark at Tokyo Comic Con, and this is what happened. Be like Doctor Strange. He saw the end of Infinity War 14 million times, and he never said a spoiler. I saw a comment on YouTube and immediately wanted to draw it. I am inevitable. Uno reverse. Avengers Infinity War 2. Thanos uploads an apology video to YouTube. I'm really sorry that you interpreted what I did as wrong. Psst, Spidey, what did you get for number 7? Dude, shut up. I don't want to get in trouble. I got Waterloo. This is a math test. Are we not going to talk about how Deadpool is writing with scissors? That's my hand holding Logan's in the new poster. #tender. Why does he look like a dad embarrassing his son in public? He's even holding him so he doesn't escape. Dwayne Johnson just screamed, I smell a lot of Marvel bitches in here. On stage at the MTV Movie Awards. This is Chris Pratt's reaction. Nobody. Phase 4 of the MCU. Weird ass title designs. Front and back. His shoulders are literally as broad as his shield. I'm on the floor. Why are you on the floor? I thought Kurt Russell had a tiny personal hairdresser in this photo, and to be honest, my brain was fine with the idea. The power that this picture holds. Why does Benedict Cumberbatch look like Tony Stark? The gang's all here. At Robert Downey Jr. Wow. Breaking news. Marvel announces new superhero, Night Monkey, starring Tom Holland. I need friends like this. Chris Hemsworth. So dreamy. Mark Ruffalo. A vision. Dear Marvel, please start writing this movie so I can play Kassar in a couple of years. There is only one Paul allowed in the MCU, and that is Paul Rudd. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you line up Marvel's new Avengers Infinity War posters that theme each different group with a different Infinity Stone, it spells out, ah! Which is the sound I made when I saw the film. The details of Tony's damaged nanosuit are so aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, I'm not even capping. And the Green Goblin had less screen time. Rare footage of Magneto attempting to slap Wolverine. How dare you come to battle me? We interrupt your timeline to bring you Iron Man eating a cookie. I really want a cookie now. I haven't had a cookie in ages. Chocolate chip only. If you're ever feeling sad, just remember that baby Groot was eating sweets without a care in the world as the Guardian's ship was about to crash. Get in, loser. We're going multiversing. Tom Holland will happily make 20 Spider-Man movies. Well, alright, let him. How the hell is Peter supposed to beat this? With the power of God and anime on his side. If I can't hit you with the hammer, then I'll hit the hammer with you. Thanos, creative problem solver. This is a surprisingly solid plan. Sorry, Captain Marvel. But Thanos is the MCU's strongest character. Thanos got killed twice in one movie. Nothing but respect for our real-life superheroes. This show goes crazy. Mentally ill people have finally found their Black Panther. The fact that this man started out in the MCU as just a voice in Iron Man's suit. Now, he's doing stuff like this. I mean, the MCU. The MCU if Stark Industries wouldn't write their name on their weapons. Marvel, how do they find these people? There's a symbiote in the gay bar. Why did he look so proud of himself after cracking Toby's back? Because the last time he cracked someone's back, it was the best WandaVision meme. Please do not bang the machines. The most powerful magicians in the MCU. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse. Thanos Snap also killed animals. Marvel's Kevin Feige says, I never knew Disney owns Marvel. What? Disney owns everything. Disney owns Star Wars. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns you. Does this mean the Avengers count as Disney princesses? Absolutely. I think we all know who should be the Uncle Ben to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You know what? This might be it. 10 out of 10. MCU stands would still watch. Blu-ray release includes all 14 million alternate endings. I'm sorry, but the longer you look at this, the funnier it gets. This Thor 1 behind the scenes photo did not have to be this funny. When you're trying to smash one of those crystal-loving chicks, so you pretend to be in that weird stuff too. No way, Marvel just... Modern Spider-Man comics will never have MJ and Peter being this happy together anymore. Remember when the X-Men had a cameo in Deadpool 2? People who say this doesn't make any sense hate fun. What the hell? How did you get this photo? He is a Mike Wazowski variant. Ah yes, Croaky. Family doesn't have to be a pair of parents and children. It can be two dumb princes, one exhausted scientist, one sad-by warrior, a powerful gatekeeper who can see all and a perishable rot. What true power looks like. Marvel didn't even use CGI. She can just do that. Do you ever see a picture that just sums up an entire character and personality in one image? Avengers skills to fight against Thanos in Infinity War. Language. Dance off, bro. Me and you. I've come to bargain. Get help. You know New York City traffic is bad when Spider-Man and Captain Captain America take the subway? This is the people keep talking smack about me, but I still ended up making $1 billion worldwide. Andrew Garfield at the W Magazine Best Performances Party. Every photo I see of him in public is of him an inch away from another man's face. Chris Evans did this. He defaced American currency. He really is Nomad Steve. The logos aren't that bad, they're growing on me. I really like Loki's. A reminder that Wanda made Thanos so afraid for his life that he nuked his entire army just to have a chance of surviving. Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers with no context. I've never wanted a nightlight so much. Want. I heard you were talking bad. What I like about this is that it implies Tony's best mode of attack somehow involves him ramming himself into a wall head first. Marvel movies end credits really are art. Think how much money these cost to make. You could buy a house with the production budget of an in-screen. Pick 2 Marvel superheroes. They will defend you. The rest are coming for you. Spider-Man and Thor. Remember when this happened? Throwback to the day I almost died. Venom and Eddie are now the #1 shipped couple on Tumblr. Congrats to Sony on beating Disney and Marvel in the one arena that truly matters. Guys, don't worry about Gamora. I just saved her. The Iron Man 2 alternate opening is really every Tony stan in the last 10 minutes of Avengers Endgame. This just perfectly embodies everything. When Spider-Man broke out of the most secure facility on the eastern seaboard with just a calculator and paper. Marvel perfect shots. You got games on your phone. Guardians of the Galaxy looks amazing. Tony's reaction to seeing himself dying sends me he really did not give a damn. A Marvel character just canonically used the word persona. I think I speak for everyone here when I say, what the hell? Says the spider. It's a gimmick, not a persona. Of course it was Gwen Stacy. When your whole crew doesn't know a damn thing. When your whole crew doesn't know a damn thing. Considering most Marvel movies have an insane budget, this wig sucks. It's been 6 years and I can't stop laughing at this. I think I pulled a muscle. Steve, you can't pull what you don't have. Now that you have seen Multiverse of Madness, who's winning this fight? What's Superman gonna do when he blinks and there's 20 pounds of kryptonite up his butt? World of Warcraft character creation screen. Shrek, if it fucking sucked. I'm just now finding out Big Hero 6 is a Marvel movie. Baymax will defeat Thanos when your dad blames you for having anger issues. Yet it's in the genetics. That's very specific. I don't know who made this, but thank you. Hot girls be like, he's my comfort character. And it's literally whatever the hell this thing is. The entire MCU is a circus, and we are clowns. Look at this masterpiece from Avengers Assemble. They did that. So you come here often versus I live here. You came. This is my home. If anyone asks what Civil War is, just show them this picture. Sign it. No. Sign it. No. Sign it. No. Sign it. I like the kick me piece of paper behind Tony Stark. Good responses to getting stabbed with a sword. Are you gonna want this back or can I keep it? That's fair. Not again. Rude. What the hell is this? I think that the Marvel Disney Plus shows have given us some of the most genuine and human moments in the MCU. Not Aunt May skateboarding. Thanos is shaking. Captain Marvel. The real Captain Marvel. Deleted scene from Loki's series, episode 5. We could have had it all. Ka-chow. Rocky was at the TVA because he stole Bucky's arm. Changed my mind. Someone said Bad Bunny looks like Doc Ock. I see it. I definitely see it. Imagine if we had this trio in the MCU. Team Captain this, Team Iron Man that. Shut up and stand the Avengers. Marvel Studios is reportedly considering methods to introduce Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool into the MCU. Introduce him playing Fortnite under the username NoobMaster69. Thanos' expression after headbutting Carol and she doesn't flinch. I mean, it was basically a one versus all Avengers. I think he held his own quite well. Choose one power. You are going to hate me, but these are the most powerful Avengers. Thor calling out Steve, and Steve's face will forever be funny to me. Where to start? How do we get from here to there? I will never know. Okay, time to be the captain. I think I'm having a panic attack. So, dead brother, huh? Yeah, that could be annoying. Get it together. The way he changed Thanos' mind with just a single argument. Just wow. I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. T'Challa showed me there was way more than one. Sometimes, the best weapon in your arsenal is just a good argument. Aye, Commander. It's the same shirt. Chris is trying to find a good selfie angle with Steve, and Sebastian is trying to slow dance with Bucky. A fan proposed to his girlfriend in the... I could not do this. I mean, congrats to them, but her face literally screams, I just wanted a picture with Chris Evans. couldn't this wait? Yeah, it's a divorce for me. It's not even an engagement. It's true. Everyone wants to be Chris Pratt. Even I want to be Chris Pratt. The Chris's are killing me. He's having an existential crisis. Doctor Strange, you can't come to Earth, Loki. Not to worry, I have a permit. I can do what I want, Loki. What's happening here? Wrong answers only. Christmas tree mocap bros. Well then, loud banging. Okay. Tumblr always takes things out of context. Dude, I suck at quizzes. What do you mean? You aced it. Okay, who's winning? All Baymax gotta say is, I am here to help. And she is going to break down in tears. I've been robbed. Rob. Are you telling me that the Chris's improvised this scene? New haircut? Notice you copied my beard. Characters and actors. I literally do not know which one is which. For RDJ, it's literally just one picture split down the middle. Tony Stark is real. It's Robert Downey Jr. There is a fictional character. False advertisement at its best. The only behind the scenes photo I didn't need. When Chris Pratt makes an appearance at your movie theater, but you're still mad at what he did in Infinity War. Brad Pitt was paid a single cup of coffee for his Deadpool 2 cameo. Ryan Reynolds thought it would be funny to cast a high-profile actor for a character that is invisible and worthless throughout the movie, and then shows up for 8 frames of footage. Happy birthday, Robert. You haven't aged a day since this picture. Thanks for the well wishes, favorite Chris. What do you mean, overprotective parents? Robert Downey Jr. on Facebook. He's always fighting for our rights. Team Captain America or Team Iron Man? What side were you on? Team Airport, because Bestie didn't deserve all that damage over a bunch of people who needed therapy. Avengers Assemble being a 2012 domestic Avengers fiction, except with production value, is very personal to me. Somebody took all the peanut butter. What care I for the butter of peanuts? Peanut butter. Steve Rogers in the past MCU films versus Steve Rogers during Infinity War. Captain America used Mjolnir way more amazingly for 15 minutes than Thor did for 1500 years. Thanos looks so confused and offended that Captain America would even try to fight him. I can't believe they're just selling boxes of their dust. Have some respect for the dead. Which one do you think would taste better though? Probably Groot because it's more natural. Have you ever been too nice and ended up in a situation that could have been avoided if you would have just been an asshole? Do not buy any Marvel action figures. I will never get over the look of absolute determination on Steve's face after he wielded Thor's. This guy knew he could wield it from the start. The MVPs of Infinity War. They were the true heroes. Let's not forget about Groot, putting his video game down to cut off his arm. That's true sacrifice. In the comics, Doctor Strange is aware that Benedict Cumberbatch betrays him in the MCU. Fascinating. The people and events of our world leaves footprints in yours. Little recordings, retellings. Benedict Cumberbatch, eh? Sure, I could see that. Avengers 4. Carol Danvers uses Tony Stark as a baseball bat and beats the hell out of Thanos. Carol, let's do get help. This is the only valid reply to this post. Eddie Brock, innocently working out. Venom unbashfully and unapologetically staring at their tasty husband, planning on having... Bruh, Ned. Guys, if you pick the right year, there are 3 stones in New York. Tony and Bruce. Marvel... yeah, this is overboard. This is too funny. How to make your amnesiac girlfriend remember you. Part 4. The multiverse is real. Explained. Peter Parker was really 14 in Civil War. A lot to think about here. Tony, come fight Captain America with me. I'm 14. Okay, 14, come fight Captain America with me. The purple weirdo is in love with your demonic sister. Your older brother is going to give the Tesseract to him. Your old squad fought each other in an airport, and the only one who's mentally sane is a 15-year-old boy dressed up as a spider. Thor hands Peter a mug of beer. Thor, excellent work in the mission, man of spiders. Tony, Thor, no, the kid is 15. Oh, hands Peter 2 mugs of beer. You are a growing boy. Thor, no. America cheering on Thor and She-Hulk arm wrestling during a party from Civil War 2. I really want to know who won. Tony couldn't just cheer on the ground like everyone else. He had to stand on the table. Avengers Assemble truly is the superior Marvel universe. You think you know my pal Cap better than I do? Did you know his favorite ice cream is butter pecan? No, it isn't. You just picked a flavor old people like. Where the hell is everyone? It's always just you and, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that word. That is a real Marvel character though. It's a comic book character. I love that this implies that the rest of the X-Men were always there. They were just intentionally avoiding Wade. Everyone. Hey, Bruce. I hate this so much. Who allowed this? Why are they touching this thing? Please leave Plastic Man alone. How I sleep at night, knowing my daughter is in a prison of my own design because I turned her into a murderer. My son is abandoned on a notorious garbage realm. And my other son is having an identity crisis because they are from a race I taught them from a very young age to hate. I need these two idiots to recreate this photo this weekend, but with Tom actually in the middle instead. My favorite genre of mean tweet is tweets that were definitely written by Stens, but were misinterpreted as insults. Tom Holland is one of those whiteys who clap when the plane lands. Sorry, I can't read that properly, it's too cut. Captain America, God's righteous man, pretending you could live without a war. All Steve wants is to draw birds in Central Park by the light of the setting sun, or Bucky lies in his lab and this trash compactor has the nerve to act like Steve really wants to be standing here, cleaning up Tony's garbage mistakes. They made him change the caption. No words. Wait, I read the wrong part wrong. It's 1 month on the start on the right, and he changed it to no words. Turns out you can still make reasons, paintings, masterpieces, whatever. I hate that word. I actually hate it, because I've looked up how to say it every time, and every time I either forget or I just don't know how to say it properly, so...
Meanwhile, in the multiverse. No! They named a whole country after him. America. Mysterio exposed Spider-Man so hard that he left the MCU. Thor, the god of thunder's strongest enemy so far, is not Hela. It's a glass window. That's not CGI. Andrew Garfield can actually do that. Vision is dead, and MJ doesn't remember anything, so who did this? Stop it, Peter 2. It's not funny. Ha, look at me, I'm Gwen. Ouch, my neck. Goodbye. So what type of passport do you guys want? The Asgard passport or the Wakanda passport? Captain Marvel 3 has been cancelled / shelved by Marvel Studio. Oh no! Anyway, what if you got to pick the next episode's plot? Marvel Studios, what if? What if Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness started with this scene? What is Avengers? Is that a band? Well, I love how all of these posters look really intense, and then there's Deadpool. Haters said Marvel can't create a great villain, so Marvel created 6 great villains in a single movie. Wearing dark eyeshadow gives you 100% success when catching weapons. The Marvel's "I'm just a civilian" starter pack. Yep, the hat, a hoodie, and some glasses. How the Avengers are going to defeat Thanos. I've come to bargain. Get help. Dance off, bro. Language. Captain America takes a serum that makes him superhuman. Thor summons lightning to fight his enemies. Doctor Strange uses real magic. Hulk just gets angry. In your opinion, who is going to die in Avengers 4? Spoiler alert, me. Spider-Man vs. Ant-Man. The final battle for the right to be in the next Avengers movie. Thanos, give me the Infinity Stone. Steve Rogers, you can't get it. This dog ate it. Thanos, you think a dog will stop me? Destroys dog. John Wick, has anyone seen my dog? Yeah, you better start sweating that you're dead. Infinity Stones versus Infinitely Stoned. Iron Man is a genius billionaire. Thor is a literal god. Captain America can throw a frisbee really well. I haven't seen you since high school. Just put my fries in the bag, bro. Whoever decided to put purple highlights on Green Goblin was a genius. Some are built, some are made, and some are born. I love how Doctor Strange is just watching Avengers 4 in the background. The fact he really thought Loki had turned into a piece of paper. Loki. At an audition for a superhero movie role. Actor. Hello, my name is Chris and I'm... Casting director. Stop right there, you've got the role. Marvel movies. Ends. Marvel movies. But wait, there's more. You know what? Screw you. Uncaptained Europe. Nah. That's it. That's his whole character. Just because I had spider sense doesn't mean I had common sense. Everyone wants to be Chris Pratt. Even I want to be Chris Pratt. It's true. The Chris's are killing me. Having an existential Chris's. Superheroes and aliens fighting, destroying the city in the background. That one guy listening to music and doing his stuff, unaware of his surroundings. Superhero movies. Advanced technology that can't be explained. Nanotech. Who's your favorite Spidey? This is a tough question. I think I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Man. Thanos, creative problem solver. If I can't hit you with the hammer, then I'll hit the hammer with you. Artist rendering of Avengers aged up. Thanos is probably the only villain who actually won the battle, let's be honest. The Avengers cheated and used time travel. True, when you have to get ready for work, but your cat has other plans. Spider-Man, too long at home. James Gunn says the lore for the Infinity Stones was written in 90 minutes. I just made up some BS. The MCU Thor franchise be like, amazing, Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, ideas of the next one? And Tom Holland replied, Spider-Man homeless. Marvel actors, visiting sick kids in hospitals in character. Meanwhile, DC actors, prepare for trouble and make it double. Dear Marvel, stop copying R. Thomas. Marvel games in virtual reality. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Daredevil. A hero destroyed the entire multiverse just for one girl. A villain saves the entire multiverse just for one girl. Never forget that Spider-Man clowned Falcon and the Winter Soldier without even trying. Marvel fans then, this movie sucks. Marvel fans know. They don't make Marvel movies like this anymore. They proved that money is the best superpower. Why did this just make me burst out laughing? It's not even funny. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Marvel, a summary. Is that your favorite character? Marvel, not anymore. Bathing in your tears since 1939. Did you say happiness? Because I didn't. We love the sound of your dying heart. Iron Man playing beach with Spider-Man at the beach. What a great dad. Underrated scenes of the Iron Man trilogy that should have never been deleted. Honestly, I'm not entirely comfortable with this, and I never have been. Do I look weird? You look like you look every day. You look like you have a hangover. Why celebrate my birth? Removes his arc reactor to save a dog. Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3 was actually insane. Bro caught a body, then immediately went to tell his auntie. Disney. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Japan. Give me 5 minutes. Hard to believe these two are in the same universe. Idiot 1. The one brain cell. And Idiot 3. Idiot 2. Explain a film plot badly. Two guys fighting over a pair of glasses in Italy. Guy who made the joke versus the guy who said it louder in front of the whole class. This is a comedy. The MCU is dead. This is so boring. With no humor, the MCU is dead. Me. Marvel kinda sucked lately. I think I will stop I'm gonna stop you right there. Tobey's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be the two leads in Secret Wars. It makes no sense. Nobody is simply doing it like Batman and Spider-Man. I love how two of the world's most popular superheroes are a rich guy and a broke dude. Fun fact, characters wearing red usually don't have vision. You either die an elf, or you live long enough to become an MCU villain. If you told me 10 years ago that we'd one day see Spider-Man flying through the air hanging onto Mjolnir, while at the same time clutching an Infinity Gauntlet in his arms on the big screen, I would have straight up slapped you in the face. You either die a villain, or live long enough to become a more popular villain. Deadly alien invaded Earth. Earth sending their best defender. Their best defender. The next Avengers movie is gonna start like, alright, who's not dead? Sound off. Dads, can you stop yelling? It's just a video game. Dads at their favorite sports game. The only behind the scenes photos I didn't need. Hey, how did it go with your exams? I think I did okay. The level of accuracy this post has to my life shouldn't even be funny. Thanos, watching people hold back the Avengers so he can do the snap. Avengers saved the day. The day. I hope the new Marvel movie meets expectations. Their expectations. Please mom, don't tell Spider-Man I haven't finished my meal. Name, Peter Parker. Last name, some characters can never be replaced. I'm just trying to be like you. I want you to be better. Like Captain America. I'm gonna need the suit back. I have trilogy. I joined the Avengers, and I was never hit by a train. Doctor Strange. Don't worry guys, I have a plan. Doctor Strange has left the game. When you're the last person on your team during dodgeball, and the coach yells, jailbreak. Avengers trying to explain that they are going to use the quantum mechanics to time travel and get stones. Thor. Nobody. Hulk in Endgame. Hugh Jackman getting ready to carry the MCU after he carried the X-Men movies for 17 years. Loki's file didn't end when Thanos killed him. It ended when Thor hugged him, meaning that's what he felt last. DC expanding their universe. I can't, I'm not strong enough. Marvel expanding their universe. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. Guardians of the Gum. I am Tooth. Please, I am begging you. Please look at this extremely good image my friend just texted me. Spider-Man has a girlfriend. The girlfriend. Guess I'll fool. These super soldier guys never stop. Superheroes dressed in red who lost their vision. Oh no. So we're gonna morph Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth. Chris plus Chris equals Chris squared. A group of concerned parents is petitioning Marvel to make Hulk wear a bra because his massive pecs are bound to arouse teens. I just want to know who out here is getting in the mood by Hulk bobbies. Same energy. OMG, and he's wearing the same shirt. I can't. Man Spider-Man Spider-Man. Does whatever a human does, goes to work, likes some memes, gives up on his hopes and dreams. Look out, there goes a man spider. Well, it's true. A summary of the Avengers. I wonder what Loki's doing right now. Clint's doing something weird, I can feel it. I miss the 50s, like, how the hell do you use a cell phone? OMG, he's wearing that? Science! Channel your inner pigeon. Iron Man 3, 2013. Single. Avengers Endgame, 2023. Married. If the Avengers were real, you would be like on her. What's happening in Sokovia? Sokovia? Guys, I really need to move out of New York. There were some aliens earlier, and I don't know. Civil War. Destroying a talking planet. Tearing the fabrics of reality. Meanwhile, the two strongest Avengers. You bad friend. No, you bad friend. Disney Plus new release got me locked in. Low-key. People are like, this is my guess for the Secret Wars roster. Reminder, I play Spider-Man's girlfriend, Gwen Stacy, a dynamic and brilliant science student, not to be confused with Spider-Man's other girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson. who is a skank and doesn't love him like I do. I just realized that Spider-Man 2's Doc Ock is dressed like he's cosplaying every Matrix character at once, including the Sentinels. What's the greatest MCU scene of all time? Avengers Assemble. 3 Spider-Man. Thor enters Wakanda. Cap wields Mjolnir. Hela destroys it. Iron Snap. Spider-Man, no more coming home. We are witnessing the greatest live-action duos era in comic book movie history. May the 1st, 2026. Incredible Hulk versus Credible Hulk. I always cite my sources. Which high school counselor made this? Bruce Banner is me. Bruce Banner is all of us. She's so beautiful and strong and courageous. You're a goddess. You're amazing. She's so fierce. The Marvel fandom trying to work out who's going to die in Infinity War. Of all the Spider-Man in the multiverse, I believe this one has the most pointless and tragic existence. Things Spidey fans have learned from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. You can't save everyone. Never throw bagels at strangers. Am I stupid for buying this? Costed me $90. No, but this is not a Marvel meme. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The Flash 2022. On your way to kill Magneto. Bucky automatic reflex. Must protect Steve. Steve's automatic reflex. Must protect Bucky. The power of all Infinity Stones is mine. No one can defeat me. If you will not relate to a character more, tell me something. What situation isn't improved by a pizza? Types of headaches. Migraine, hypertension, stress, not feeling so good. Female Hugh Jackman kinda looks like Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively. And now I can't unsee it. Neither can I. Thanks for this. The Avengers and their best weapons. When Spider-Man uses my car as a springboard, but my Avengers auto insurance only covers Cap, Hulk, and Tony. Sorry ma'am, but that's covered by the Phase 3 package, which you declined. When the therapist tells me that my constant feeling of something bad is about to happen is called anxiety, and not Spidey sense. Someone mentions Marvel, me, the world in danger, superhero in a solo superhero movie, other superheroes in the same cinematic universe, apology for bad English, where were you when hero needed help? I was at house drinking beer when phone ring. Tony is kill. No. Professor X. What's your power? I'm dummy thick. That's stupid. Please leave. Okay. Turns around to start walking, exposing my juicy dumper. Wait. Today I learned that Marvel successfully argued in court that mutants are not people and thus got to pay the lower rate on X-Men toys, instead of the higher rate for dolls because they are not human. This is the exact sort of thing that just annoyed Magneto. I don't think I've seen a bigger downgrade than the Bro, I was so upset. Hulk was my favorite character. The real big 3 of Marvel. Things that never appear when you need them the most. Thanos at the beginning of Avengers Endgame. That feeling when you're sandwiched between 2 Peters who are 1000% not going to listen to you, so you just give up and speed through the 5 stages of grief instead. Peter Parker may be able to nearly take Thanos' gauntlet off, but he still can't take a decent photo. You can get paid $1,000 to marathon all the Marvel movies. You guys are getting paid? Tom Holland. Avengers Endgame script. It's blank. Doctor Strange finding the one timeline where the Avengers won. The rat. I saw it. Avengers Assemble. Just remembered Scarlet was the only one on set for some scenes in the airport because her character did not need CGI. Can't wait to see Captain Marvel on screen for the first time. And above him is some lady called Carol Danvers. Heh, not bad, Thanos man. You made me use 10% of my power. Avengers 4 leaked scene. That's a gift for someone. Don't let him gift it. Whoever he's taking that to, they don't need it. Tony Stark versus Tony Stuck. Breaking news. Marvel announces new superhero, Night Monkey, starring Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield texting the other Peter Parkers to see if Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in their universes too. Doctor Strange, the only hero to defeat his opponent by making him rage quit. 2012 Thanos versus 2018. Bros, why did he change color? Thinking about that scene in Captain America where Howard Stark's killer is in the audience and he doesn't know it yet. So true, Cap's quartet with the shield. The fact Marvel never got handed over this deleted scene haunts me. I would pay to watch this scene. Batman is actually a Disney princess. Pass it on. Blush. The least you could do is find a decent picture. Now, I'm going to hold up some photographic illusions, and I want you to say the first word that comes to your mind. Good! You don't know him like I do. Bad. I would have gone for insanely smart and incredibly good looking. When your grandpa with Alzheimer's and or dementia spills his prune juice all over your personal computer. You took everything from me. I don't even know who you are. When you tell your friend to spell ICUP and he asks why. ICUP. If I tell you what happens, it won't happen. If snails are so slow, why don't we ever see them coming? It's like, boom, then there's a snail. They're only slow when we're watching. A gunshot would have hurt less. When he realized he loves her versus when he realized that he has to let her go. Binky? What the heck is Binky? Because I was talking about the Winter Soldier to my mum, and she said, ah, Binky Barnes. Once I could breathe again, I drew this. Sorry, but if Avengers 4 doesn't contain this vehicle, it's not worth our time. Labrathor. Here to defeat his brother, Low Kitty. Bro, what did the barber do to you? He messed your stuff up, my guy. Valkyrie, great to see you, angry girl. I think I liked you better, either of the other ways. Wow, I can't believe Valkyrie broke the fourth wall and punched the Russos in the face. Still thinking about when Jimmy Kimmel said Spider-Man, and then the camera cut to Andrew Garfield, and the crowd was silent because they were definitely expecting Tom Holland, and then he made this face. Sadly, I kind of feel like it would be me. Most likely to be caught taking selfies on set. The problem is, I take a lot of selfies. Here it is. You found it. This is literally my favorite set of comic panels. Think, think, think. Pancakes. Can't think, work on instinct. Instinct's bad. I think I read that wrong. What's he listening to? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. I don't know what's happened. I don't want to go. Please, I don't want to go. I'm sorry. She thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Notice what? What are they talking about? What page are you on? Only 257? Okay. I don't know, just the idea of like Bucky not even counting his reps. Instead, why did I say page? Anyway. Instead of doing push-ups until Steve reaches a certain... Oh, he's reading a book!
I haven't seen anyone talking about how big Ant-Man is. Holy! I can't believe this cast is real. This was such a good movie. Feeling cute. Might have everyone assemble later. I don't know. The amount of PhDs in this picture. Same energy. It's a Captain America thing. Strange really went ahead and hit a 17-year-old with a train. Marvel characters without CGI are still the worst things I've ever seen. Good morning. A reminder that the Avengers were this close to removing the gauntlet from Thanos' hand. Enjoy your day. Great, here comes the woke mob to cancel me for killing and eating several people. Mark Ruffalo, what do you have to say about these photos? They no longer have their wallets. I just realized that Spider-Man 2's Doc Ock is dressed like he's cosplaying every Matrix character at once. I wonder who will get custody of Spidey. What is this poster? Captain America and Iron Man finally putting aside their differences to break Spider-Man's arm. Oh my god, this is how RDJ looks compared to the others, and he tiny stoked. Undercover, comic Steve Rogers was smooth as hell. One of them has to go. One of them already went. The most useless character in the MCU history. Son, don't be helping anybody. I wouldn't help people who don't listen to me either. MCU villains are just... Tony Stark ate my last Pringle, so now I've decided to start a genocide. I'm sorry, but I can't stop thinking about this. Wait, it makes so much sense. When all evil has been defeated, but you still need to earn a living. This is so sad. Jarvis, play Despacito. One of Robert Downey Jr.'s alpacas actually looks like him, from the eyes to the hairstyle. It's about time someone noticed. Shrek died in Infinity War. There was only one Tony Stark at Tokyo Comic Con, and this is what happened. Be like Doctor Strange. He saw the end of Infinity War 14 million times, and he never said a spoiler. I saw a comment on YouTube, and immediately wanted to draw it. I am inevitable. Uno reverse. Avengers Infinity War 2. Thanos uploads an apology video to YouTube. I'm really sorry that you interpreted what I did as wrong. Psst, Spidey, what did you get for number 7? Dude, shut up. I don't want to get in trouble. I got Waterloo. This is a math test. Are we not going to talk about how Deadpool is writing with scissors? That's my hand holding Logan's in the new poster. #tender. Why does he look like a dad embarrassing his son in public? He's even holding him so he doesn't escape. Dwayne Johnson just screamed, I smell a lot of Marvel bitches in here. On stage at the MTV Movie Awards. This is Chris Pratt's reaction. Nobody. Phase 4 of the MCU. Weird ass title designs. Front and back. His shoulders are literally as broad as his shield. I'm on the floor. Why are you on the floor? I thought Kurt Russell had a tiny personal hairdresser in this photo, and to be honest, my brain was fine with the idea. The power that this picture holds. Why does Benedict Cumberbatch look like Tony Stark? The gang's all here. At Robert Downey Jr. Wow. Breaking news. Marvel announces new superhero, Night Monkey, starring Tom Holland. I need friends like this. Chris Hemsworth. So dreamy. Mark Ruffalo. A vision. Dear Marvel, please start writing this movie so I can play Kassar in a couple of years. There is only one Paul allowed in the MCU, and that is Paul Rudd. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you line up Marvel's new Avengers Infinity War posters that theme each different group with a different Infinity Stone, it spells out, ah! Which is the sound I made when I saw the film. The details of Tony's damaged nanosuit are so aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, I'm not even capping. And the Green Goblin had less screen time. Rare footage of Magneto attempting to slap Wolverine. How dare you come to battle me? We interrupt your timeline to bring you Iron Man eating a cookie. I really want a cookie now. I haven't had a cookie in ages. Chocolate chip only. If you're ever feeling sad, just remember that baby Groot was eating sweets without a care in the world as the Guardians ship was about to crash. Get in, loser. We're going multiversing. Tom Holland will happily make 20 Spider-Man movies. Well, alright, let him. How the hell is Peter supposed to beat this? With the power of God and anime on his side. If I can't hit you with the hammer, then I'll hit the hammer with you. Thanos, creative problem solver. This is a surprisingly solid plan. Sorry, Captain Marvel. But Thanos is the MCU's strongest character. Thanos got killed twice in one movie. Nothing but respect for our real-life superheroes. This show goes crazy. Mentally ill people have finally found their Black Panther. The fact that this man started out in the MCU as just to voice an Iron Man suit. Now, he's doing stuff like this. I mean, the MCU. The MCU if Stark Industries wouldn't write their name on their weapons. Marvel, how do they find these people? There's a symbiote in the gay bar. Why did he look so proud of himself after cracking Toby's back? Because the last time he cracked someone's back, it was the best WandaVision meme. Please do not bang the machines. The most powerful magicians in the MCU. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. You have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse. Thanos Snap also killed animals. Marvel's Kevin Feige says, I never knew Disney owns Marvel. What? Disney owns everything. Disney owns Star Wars. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns you. Does this mean the Avengers count as Disney princesses? Absolutely. I think we all know who should be the Uncle Ben to Tom Holland's Spider-Man. You know what? This might be it. 10 out of 10. MCU stands would still watch. Blu-ray release includes all 14 million alternate endings. I'm sorry, but the longer you look at this, the funnier it gets. This Thor 1 behind the scenes photo did not have to be this funny. When you're trying to smash one of those crystal-loving chicks, so you pretend to be in that weird stuff too. No way, Marvel just... Modern Spider-Man comics will never have MJ and Peter being this happy together anymore. Remember when the X-Men had a cameo in Deadpool 2? People who say this doesn't make any sense hate fun. What the hell? How did you get this photo? He is a Mike Wazowski variant. Ah yes, Croaky. Family doesn't have to be a pair of parents and children. It can be two dumb princes, one exhausted scientist, one sad by warrior, a powerful gatekeeper who can see all and a perishable rot. What true power looks like. Marvel didn't even use CGI. She can just do that. Do you ever see a picture that just sums up an entire character and personality in one image? Avengers skills to fight against Thanos in Infinity War. Language. Dance off, bro. Me and you. I've come to bargain. Get help. You know New York City traffic is bad when Spider-Man and Captain America take the subway. This is the... People keep talking smack about me, but I still ended up making $1 billion worldwide. Andrew Garfield at the W Magazine Best Performances Party. Every photo I see of him in public is of him an inch away from another man's face. Chris Evans did this. He defaced American currency. He really is Nomad Steve. The logos aren't that bad. They're growing on me. I really like Loki's. A reminder that Wanda made Thanos so afraid for his life that he nuked his entire army just to have a chance of surviving. Spider-Man No Way Home spoilers with no context. I've never wanted a nightlight so much. Want. I heard you were talking bad. What I like about this is that it implies Tony's best mode of attack somehow involves him ramming himself into a wall head first. Marvel movies end credits really are art. Think how much money these cost to make. You could buy a house with the production budget of an end screen. Pick 2 Marvel superheroes. They will defend you. The rest are coming for you. Spider-Man and Thor. Remember when this happened? Throwback to the day I almost died. Venom and Eddie are now the #1 shipped couple on Tumblr. Congrats to Sony on beating Disney and Marvel in the one arena that truly matters. Guys, don't worry about Gamora. I just saved her. The Iron Man 2 alternate opening is really every Tony Stan in the last 10 minutes of Avengers Endgame. This just perfectly embodies everything. When Spider-Man broke out of the most secure facility on the eastern seaboard with just a calculator and paper. Marvel perfect shots. You got games on your phone. Guardians of the Galaxy looks amazing. Tony's reaction to seeing himself dying sends me he really did not give a damn. A Marvel character just canonically used the word persona. I think I speak for everyone here when I say, what the hell? Says the spider. It's a gimmick, not a persona. Of course it was Gwen Stacy. When your whole crew doesn't know a damn thing. When your whole crew doesn't know a damn thing. Considering most Marvel movies have an insane budget, this wig sucks. It's been 6 years and I can't stop laughing at this. I think I pulled a muscle. Steve, you can't pull what you don't have. Now that you have seen Multiverse of Madness, Thanos? Who's winning this fight? What's Superman gonna do when he blinks and there's 20 pounds of kryptonite up his butt? World of Warcraft character creation screen. Shrek, if it fucking sucked. I'm just now finding out Big Hero 6 is a Marvel movie. Baymax will defeat Thanos when your dad blames you for having anger issues. Yet it's in the genetics. That's very specific. I don't know who made this, but thank you. Hot girls be like, he's my comfort character. And it's literally whatever the hell this thing is. The entire MCU is a circus, and we are clowns. Look at this masterpiece from Avengers Assemble. They did that. So you come here often versus I live here. You came. This is my home. If anyone asks what Civil War is, just show them this picture. Sign it. No. Sign it. No. Sign it. No. Sign it. I like the kick me piece of paper behind Tony Stark. Good responses to getting stabbed with a sword. Are you gonna want this back or can I keep it? That's fair. Not again. Rude. What the hell is this? I think that the Marvel Disney Plus shows have given us some of the most genuine and human moments in the MCU. Not Aunt May skateboarding. Thanos is shaking. Captain Marvel. The real Captain Marvel. Deleted scene from Loki series, episode 5. We could have had it all. Ka-chow. Rocky was at the TVA because he stole Bucky's arm. Changed my mind. Someone said Bad Bunny looks like Doc Ock. I see it. I definitely see it. Imagine if we had this trio in the MCU. Team Captain this, Team Iron Man that. Shut up and stand the Avengers. Marvel Studios is reportedly considering methods to introduce Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool into the MCU. Introduce him playing Fortnite under the username NoobMaster69. Thanos' expression after headbutting Carol and she doesn't flinch. I mean, it was basically a one versus all Avengers. I think he held his own quite well. Choose one power. You are going to hate me, but these are the most powerful Avengers. Thor calling out Steve, and Steve's face will forever be funny to me. Where to start? How do we get from here to there? I will never know. Okay, time to be the captain. I think I'm having a panic attack. So, dead brother, huh? Yeah, that could be annoying. Get it together. The way he changed Thanos' mind with just a single argument. Just wow. I'm a big enough man to admit when I'm wrong. T'Challa showed me there was way more than one. Sometimes, the best weapon in your arsenal is just a good argument. Aye aye, Commander. It's the same shirt. Chris is trying to find a good selfie angle with Steve, and Sebastian is trying to slow dance with Bucky. A fan proposed to his girlfriend in the... I could not do this. I mean, congrats to them, but her face literally screams, I just wanted a picture with Chris Evans. Couldn't this wait? Yeah, it's a divorce for me. It's not even an engagement. It's true. Everyone wants to be Chris Pratt. Even I want to be Chris Pratt. The Chris's are killing me. He's having an existential crisis. Doctor Strange, you can't come to Earth. Loki, not to worry. I have a permit. I can do what I want. Loki, what's happening here? Wrong answers only. Christmas tree mocap bros. Well then, loud banging. Okay. Tumblr always takes things out of context. Dude, I suck at quizzes. What do you mean? You aced it. Okay, who's winning? All Baymax gotta say is, I am here to help. And she is going to break down in tears. I've been robbed. Rob, are you telling me that the Chris's improvised this scene? New haircut? Notice you copied my beard. Characters and actors. I literally do not know which one is which. For RDJ, it's literally just one picture split down the middle. Tony Stark is real. It's Robert Downey Jr. There is a fictional character. False advertisement at its best. The only behind the scenes photo I didn't need. When Chris Pratt makes an appearance at your movie theater, but you're still mad at what he did in Infinity War. Brad Pitt was paid a single cup of coffee for his Deadpool 2 cameo. Ryan Reynolds thought it would be funny to cast a high-profile actor for a character that is invisible and worthless throughout the movie, and then shows up for 8 frames of footage. Happy birthday, Robert. You haven't aged a day since this picture. Thanks for the well wishes, favorite Chris. What do you mean, overprotective parents? Robert Downey Jr. on Facebook. He's always fighting for our rights. Team Captain America or Team Iron Man? What side were you on? Team Airport, because Bestie didn't deserve all that damage over a bunch of people who needed therapy. Avengers Assemble being a 2012 domestic Avengers fiction, except with production value, is very personal to me. Somebody took all the peanut butter. What care I for the butter of peanuts? Peanut butter. Steve Rogers in the past MCU films versus Steve Rogers during Infinity War. Captain America used Mjolnir way more amazingly for 15 minutes than Thor did for 1500 years. Thanos looks so confused and offended that Captain America would even try to fight him. I can't believe they're just selling boxes of their dust. Have some respect for the dead. Which one do you think would taste better though? Probably Groot because it's more natural. Have you ever been too nice and ended up in a situation that could have been avoided if you would have just been an asshole? Do not buy any Marvel action figures. I will never get over the look of absolute determination on Steve's face after he wielded Thor's. This guy knew he could wield it from the start. The MVPs of Infinity War. They were the true heroes. Let's not forget about Groot, putting his video game down to cut off his arm. That's true sacrifice. In the comics, Doctor Strange is aware that Benedict Cumberbatch betrays him in the MCU. Fascinating. The people and events of our world leaves footprints in yours. Little recordings, retellings. Benedict Cumberbatch, eh? Sure, I could see that. Avengers 4. Carol Danvers uses Tony Stark as a baseball bat and beats the hell out of Thanos. Carol, let's do get help. This is the only valid reply to this post. Eddie Brock, innocently working out. Venom unbashfully and unapologetically staring at their tasty husband, planning on having... Bruh, Ned. Guys, if you pick the right year, there are 3 stones in New York. Tony and Bruce. Marvel... yeah, this is overboard. This is too funny. How to make your amnesiac girlfriend remember you. Part 4. The multiverse is real. Explained. Peter Parker was really 14 in Civil War. A lot to think about here. Tony, come fight Captain America with me. I'm 14. Okay, 14, come fight Captain America with me. The purple weirdo is in love with your demonic sister. Your older brother is going to give the Tesseract to him. Your old squad fought each other in an airport, and the only one who's mentally sane is a 15-year-old boy dressed up as a spider. Thor hands Peter a mug of beer. Thor, excellent work in the mission, man of spiders. Tony, Thor, no, the kid is 15. Oh, hands Peter 2 mugs of beer. You are a growing boy. Thor, no. America cheering on Thor and She-Hulk arm wrestling during a party from Civil War 2. I really want to know who won. Tony couldn't just cheer on the ground like everyone else. He had to stand on the table. Avengers Assemble truly is the superior Marvel universe. You think you know my pal Cap better than I do? Did you know his favorite ice cream is Butter Pecan? No, it isn't. You just picked a flavor old people like. Where the hell is everyone? It's always just you and, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that word. That is a real Marvel character though. It's a comic book character. I love that this implies that the rest of the X-Men were always there. They were just intentionally avoiding Wade. Everyone. Hey, Bruce. I hate this so much. Who allowed this? Why are they touching this thing? Please leave Plastic Man alone. How I sleep at night, knowing my daughter is in a prison of my own design because I turned her into a murderer. My son is abandoned on a notorious garbage realm. And my other son is having an identity crisis because they are from a race I taught them from a very young age to hate. I need these 2 idiots to recreate this photo this weekend, but with Tom actually in the middle instead. My favorite genre of mean tweet is tweets that were definitely written by Stans, but were misinterpreted as insults. Tom Holland is one of those whiteys who clap when the plane lands. Sorry, I can't read that properly, it's too cut. Captain America, God's righteous man, pretending you could live without a war. All Steve wants is to draw birds in Central Park by the light of the setting sun, or Bucky lies in his lab and this trash compactor has the nerve to act like Steve really wants to be standing here, cleaning up Tony's garbage mistakes. They made him change the caption. No words. Wait, I read the wrong part wrong. It's 1 month on the start on the right, and he changed it to no words. Turns out you can still make realisms, paintings, masterpieces, whatever. I hate that word. I actually hate it, because I've looked up how to say it every time, and every time I either forget or I just don't know how to say it properly. So, my son got this Spider-Man costume he's been wanting forever today. I held him up in various positions and then photoshopped myself out. Turned out pretty good. Squirrel Girl is canonically more powerful than Thanos. Men written by men versus men written by women. The I won't kill you, but your hospital bills will, gang. The worst superhero ever. Barrier Man. Eddie, do not put me in the salad spinner. Ah! Bad and naughty symbiotes get put in the salad spinner. It's pathetic. Studios rely on CGI this much. Before versus after. Why are the X-Men always wearing, like, headbands and being like, yeah, this counts as a disguise. Superhero disguise 'tis. Me. I prefer Marvel movies because DC is too dark. Friend, they both have death and destruction. I mean, the movies are literally too dark. Here's a fun game. What do these 2 movies have in common? Men pretend to like them, to get laid. Marvel fans, when the CGI good guy beats the CGI bad guy in a CGI fight, in a CGI location, the only way Captain Marvel can defeat Shazam is by accusing him of assault. Spider-Man doesn't kill people, but he will swing one of these at your head at full force. Yeah, let's go fight Magneto in my metal wheelchair via my metal airship with my metal Wolverine to protect me. I see no way this could ever go wrong. Thor, the god of thunder's strongest enemy so far, is not healer. It's a glass window, literal hyper-dense god hammer made from a neutron star, some random sword. So it turns out Marvel has a comic generator on their website. I want to sit down. Oh no. Good morning. A reminder that the Avengers were this close to removing the gauntlet from Thanos' hand. Enjoy your day. I just realized that Spider-Man 2's Doc Ock is dressed like he's cosplaying every Matrix character at once. Somewhere between these two moments, we all grew up. I am Iron Man, and I am Iron Man. Marvel fans be like, name a better shot than this. Without Tony Stark, Avengers ran out of budget. The world in danger, a superhero in a solo superhero movie. Other superheroes in the same cinematic universe. Imagine starting a whole school because people don't like you. I'm losing at Logan, ignoring the Avengers. Avengers, hey Logan, share your popcorn. What popcorn? Why isn't he sitting with us? When other X-Men get pinups, they look powerful, cool, majestic, but for Cyclops, it's just him having the worst day of his life. I love that for him. My wife sent me a picture of a pizza she cooked. I told her it looked like an explosion and sent her this. This guy always looks like he knows something about you. No, seriously, how does he wipe his butt? Hollywood hasn't remade Spider-Man in a couple of weeks. I hope they're okay. Yes, I did have to do eyebrow raises in my Iron Man audition. Disney confirms Secret Invasion takes place after Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sure all 12 people who watched it are happy to hear this. How can Ant-Man breathe if he is smaller than oxygen atoms? Spider-Man, no more home. Everyone in New York. I wonder who Spider-Man could be. Peter Parker, arriving at school every day. Chris Hemsworth's wife has banned him from bringing any more of Thor's hammers home. Natalie Portman shows off impressive transformation into female Thor. I don't remember reading about a female Thor in Greek mythology. That might be because Thor is from Norse mythology. Tony Stark could not put a suit of armor around the world, so he put a suit of armor around his world. Reasons Magneto should not be in the MCU. Never forget Peter's profile picture for Ned. Thanos, I don't have what you need, trust me. If you ever feel sad, just remember, even Spider-Man is afraid of spiders. Wow, you want me to sign that? And there you have it, folks. Benedict Cumberbatch reacting to my artwork, looking me in the eye, and asking if I'm sure I want it signed. Honestly, I hate working here. They are so weird. This was my favorite line in the movie. I love it when random characters suddenly react like real people. Science behind Harry's invisibility cloak revealed. I found this in my freezer. My roommate said he is saving him until he needs to save the world. How the hell are these two going to communicate? Hello Miles, what's up Danger? Spider-Man, across the Heisenverse. Such a banger of a suit. I love how his logo looks like an animated Thanos twerking. If Bane and Thanos dropped books with nothing but quotes from them, I'm copying both, day one. Iron Man is on the goodbye list however. Did you really have to say that? I'm still not recovered from Endgame. Neither is Iron Man. Can I copy your homework? Sure, but change it a little. Of course, no problem. Did you know, in Spider-Man 2002, the shoes the Green Goblin wears are modified Nike Flight MJ got a massive upgrade in the new Spider-Man game. She is smoking hot. She looks like my mum, man. I ain't playing this game. Women. Body standards are way too high for women these days. Men have it easy. Body standards for men in almost every Hollywood movie. Spider-Man's top 3 feats of strength. Andrew Garfield catching a car. Tom Holland holding a ferry together. Tobey Maguire carrying Willem Dafoe's massive thang. James Gunn says the lore for Infinity Stones was just written in 90 minutes. I just made up some bullshit. I love seeing old people dance. It's so romantic. They look like a mum and a dad called into the principal's office because of their child's problematic behavior on the playground. Who's the photographer who takes the pictures of Spider-Man? What in the hell? That's my secret cab. I'm always smoking. Sure, we all thought it was funny when the Avengers went on cover putting on hats, but how many of you noticed Mysterio in this scene? The first time you saw Far From Home, Spider-Man, when he has no more villains left to fight because Sony keeps turning them into heroes. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, exclusive deleted scene. The Flash producers be like, damn, that's a finished scene. Deleted. This actor said pay gap on Spider-Man was extreme. The pay disparity between me and Spider-Man was very extreme. I didn't even think about it, she added. Marvel fans when Batman doesn't say, that sounded a lot better in my head, after saying, I'm vengeance. Oh no, 6 armed mercs wearing night vision goggles. Whatever will I do? Clink. The sarcasm is outstanding. The only archer in a movie to actually run out of arrows. If Goku was in the Avengers, he would give Thanos the Infinity Stones to see how strong he would get. Could you imagine you send your son off to Professor X's school, thinking he has a better life now, and you look on the television and Juggernaut just threw him into a building. Okay, but did it need lightning? Her name is Storm, not light showers with a chance of sun. I already watched a Spider-Man franchise. Why did I just see 2 more? There's 3 actually. When life life gives you lemons. Learn how to make an Iron Man helmet for your cat. Me, every time people start to leave when the credits start rolling in a Marvel film, taking pictures in front of my roses and shit. Oh, you cussing now. What, you think you grown or something? Therapist, maybe you should. Me, I'm not doing get help. Caption this. So we have to make Thor believe that we're dead, okay? Got it? Ant-Man could kill Thanos by crawling into his ear, or up his nose, then expanding. Not up his butt. You guys are just gay. Crawling up his nose or ear canal would be easier to kill him than through the butt. It's not about easier, it's about sending a message. Heath Ledger's Joker introduction was a homage to Cesar Romero's Joker introduction. Marvel movie posters be like, I dropped him, rip. You know you are screwed when a missile lands next to you, and it literally has your name on it. Spider-Verse was so amazing, man. I'm going to read the current mainline comics because of it. Stop them, now. This is the weirdest, most specific comic book movie trope. They all tripped and scattered papers onto the ground, and no one helps them, and that's how they became villains. Migraine, hypertension, stress, vision. These two are just the MCU version of them. Everyone deserves a second chance, but someone needs three. The best part of Morbius was when he said, it's Morbin time, and morbed all over the guys. This tweet single-handedly lost Sony millions of dollars. My favorite thing about Tony Stark having an office in Paris, his password, 1stan1 legend. While the state of Georgia did provide the Avengers filmmakers with some lucrative tax incentives, the state proliferation of Waffle House restaurants would present unforeseen challenges. I just met Captain America at Universal Studios, and right before I met him, I said, oh shit, and he responded with, language. Damn, our web shooters are empty. Toby, can we all just take a minute to imagine Steve Rogers faces the first time he heard someone say, motherfucker, casually. This gets me every time. Thor's Pop-Tart and Steve's face. Magneto's plan in the first X-Men film is flawless. Find the person most vocally targeting your minority group and turn them into a horrible goo. Enters with a bad PowerPoint animation effect. Hello. Honestly, this sums up Wolverine so well. He said he was going hunting and Ororo was like, you would kill innocent animals for sport? The struggle is real. Disney. Nobody likes Captain Marvel. Japan. Give me 5 minutes. Hugh Jackman has been the one and only Wolverine. The first poster for Loki Season 2 has been released. This is what we call Marvel Studios damage control. When you use the wrong image. But it doesn't matter because it's spaghetti. Reality can be whatever I want. Get your dog. It don't bite. Yes it do. Character development. I mean, I haven't watched the new Spider-Man movies. I'm sorry. The Holy Trinity. Idiot 1. The one brain cell. And Idiot 3. Idiot 2. The Odin family fight me move. When you're the last person on your team during dodgeball and the coach yells, jailbreak, nyum. This bird keeps itself in the air by sheer force of anger alone. The scene versus the cameraman. Toby's Spidey and Hugh Jackman Wolverine will be the two leads in Secret Wars. It makes no sense. Marvel has been around long enough that at one time, solid was slang for straight talk. Still brooding, eh? Maybe what you need is some solid from Iron Man. Maybe I do, Shellhead. Maybe I do. If I ever stop reblogging this, just assume I've died. Today is the only day you can like this post. Well, this is an old meme. Good can be bad. Strong can be weak. And Scott, he's still weird. Lesbians. Thor, we just think he's neat. Thor, can I buy you a drink? Actually, I like girls. Wonderful, I like them as well. Would you like to join me in buying drinks for beautiful women? Which Spider-Man had the best riz? Toby. Beetroot, when I introduce him to glitchcore synth pop electro punk music. Disney has put Marvel Studios in charge of creating a live-action Gargoyles movie, which comes out in 2017. Me, as a teenager, seeing Spider-Man stories and thinking life is about constant suffering. Me, as an adult, experiencing Superman stories and realizing there is always hope after suffering. I hate magic. I hate logic. Pick a side, Clint. Gosh, I love arrows. Tom Holland on the set of Captain America, Civil War. Young Spider shows off to Mama Spider, who can't be bothered. Mum, are you watching? Mum, you're not watching. Me googling snake bite leg, what to do. Google, elevate and apply pressure. Me, lifting snake real high. Apologize or else. Thor, age 8. Artist's rendering of Avengers aged up. Spider-Man is so funny. Dude saves like an entire country. And then he goes home at the end of the day and opens his fridge and he's got like one egg and a half empty tea, can of Arizona tea, no matter how old he is, or what comic he's from. That's just how Peter Parker lives. Thanos, Mysterio, Infinity Stones. Peter, wake up. It's 2004. I'm going to throw a car at you. Marvel reportedly eyeing William Dafoe for Spider-Man villain role. Earlier in the scene, Norman Osborn. Hey Aunt May, I'm sorry I'm late. Work was murder. He tried to kill Spider-Man earlier. Peter, hey everyone, sorry I'm late. It's a jungle out there. I had to beat an old lady with a stick. Norman was dressed as an old lady before his fight with Peter. Why does Peter look like the lost comic guy? I swear to God, do not put Toby in any marketing. This is Tom Holland's franchise. Toby and Andrew are secondary characters. Gonna cry? Real men do not hit you up late at night demanding photos of your naked body. Real men hit their desks with closed fists, demanding photos of Spider-Man. Because I was talking about the Winter Soldier to my mum, and she said, Binky Barnes, once I could breathe again, I drew this. This is bound to happen eventually. Venom, you idiot. I just realized if the Incredible Hulk was English, he would be called the Absolute Unit, and now I'm sad. Thanos at the beginning of Avengers Endgame. Stupid place. It's hideous. By the way, the red, white, just pick a color. Ridiculous. I love what you've done with the place. Redecorating, I see. Thor Odison, part-time interior decorator. Sorry, Miles. I am retiring to focus on my mental health. What the fuck? Let's look for another way out. Hey, at least the lights are still on. Oh. Into the Spider-Verse has one negative review. Spider-Man is a menace. Unpopular opinion. Natalie Dormer would have been the better Captain Marvel. Do MCU fans really want Henry Cavill as Wolverine in Captain Marvel 2? I think the better question is, do MCU fans really want Captain Marvel 2? I'm obsessed with the incredible vibes of this pigeon escort mission from Spider-Man 2. Flirting versus harassment. This mirror sequence in Moon Knight took 10 months to complete. It was the most complicated shot in the entire series. Dude, you have got to be kidding me. Unfortunately, the awful little freak everyone hates has saved the world, so now we all have to try to be nice. Some think Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. Some think it's Andrew Garfield. But deep down, we all know all three were morons who got bitten by a potentially extremely venomous spider and decided to sleep it off instead of going to prison. Y'all about to fight Thanos? That's crazy. Y'all be safe. My mans was like, gotta fix the stairs. Be safe, y'all. When your temporary Spider-Man tattoo turns into a scene from Infinity War. Hey yo, what is drip if not source preserving? Marvel spends $300 million in 6 months of crunch by 8 full-time VFX artists to create entirely within a computer a drab alien landscape of brown and grey. Tokusatsu just goes to film shit in the fucking quarry like a responsible adult. A super weird gag in Thor 4 is that you can see Valkyrie at the opening of an ice cream shop called Infinity Cones, complete with a giant gauntlet on top of the shop. Cute in isolation, but in the world of Marvel, it seems sort of akin to opening a tragic event themed candy store. Professor X, what's your mutant power? I can guess how many pulls to turn a ceiling fan off the first try. Points up. 2 pull. Stands up and pulls twice. Not bad, but not a power. I'm kidding. I can heal paraplegics. Professor X, still standing. Holy shit. In new interview with Variety, Andrew Garfield was asked about the possibility of Amazing Spider-Man 3. The actor replied, "Where the fuck were all of you people in 2014? An engineer named Alan built a precise replica of Thor's hammer that he could only lift. He used electromagnetics and a touch-sensitive handle with a fingerprint scanner. The magnets can only be disabled with his touch, which means that nobody else would be able to pick up the hammer. You just gotta love how Tony Stark built a whole armored techno suit for Peter. I have the coolest powers ever, Parker, as if he needed all that stuff. But Hawkeye still goes around half naked, throwing pointy sticks at aliens. Steve Rogers wears Converses. Do what you will with that information. Converse has been around since 1908, and they costed about $3 in 1947. And during World War II, they started making footwear for the soldiers. This is probably one of the only things he recognized in the 21st century, and now I'm sad. My son just asked the toughest question I've ever had to answer as a father. Can a lightsaber cut through Captain America's shield? In the Marvel universe, no. In the Star Wars universe, Luke wouldn't fight a hero, but if asked to do so, he could cut it into a million little pieces. Foolish. Now I have vibranium ninja stars. In the movie Venom, during the first human trials of Symbiote, the research team is happy that the patient's vitals are holding steady. This is a reference to the production team not consulting a single medical professional to find out what good vital signs look like. Ah yes, a pulse of 136 and an oxygen saturation of 81%. The ideal levels. Yes, nothing to be concerned about there. Perfectly normal. They said they were holding steady, not that they were holding healthy. Patient's vitals are steady. Doctor, they're dead, and maintaining that state quite well. Breaking. The MCU Fantastic Four will have the Thing made of Legos. Kevin said that he wanted to make them fit the MCU and avoid Korg comparisons. He commented, "Korg is our rock guy. I love Korg. He is the key to it all." I just learned that this shirt cost them $10K to put it into this movie, but they refused to compromise because they were like, he's the hugest Golden Girls fan. This has to make the movie. So they paid $10K to use B. Arthur's likeliness. They traded all the guns in the final climactic showdown for B. Arthur's face. Worth it. Reynolds paid it himself, out of pocket. It did not come from the budget. He talked with B's son, and they agreed to it for a donation to B's favorite charity. It is so funny that spaghetti westerners are called that because they were directed by Italians. Imagine if people started calling Marvel movies hamburger shonen. Okay, but can we also talk about how the episode where Natasha was a vampire and she ran into a mirror because she couldn't see her own reflection and just knocked herself out? This is the best piece of vampire fiction I have ever laid my eyes on. The MCU is great because if you wanted to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy by itself, at the beginning of the third movie, the female lead is just straight up dead and you would just have to assume something cool happened. In another movie that doesn't share the same title, Hufflepuff Slytherin friendships are the best and the most terrifying thing ever, because I am positive that if these two people were to take over the world, it would be a Slytherin and a Hufflepuff. Did you mean? My mom just told me that if we ever saw Benedict Cumberbatch in the street, she would trip me up and walk away so he would help me up. I need ice cream. Creep downstairs. Leave all lights off because parents' door is open. Opens fridge door super slowly, gently grabs a pint, immediately drops it and stumbles backwards. Falls into a wine glass left by parents. It shatters on the ground. I freak out and step on a piece of glass, causing me to yell out. Dad bursts out of his room screaming. He's holding my brother's wooden sword. I scream. He scream. We all scream for ice cream. Yeah, I don't know how this is related to Marvel. I think I just accidentally downloaded this for a Marvel video. It was meant for another video. But yeah, here it is. When the movie finished 15 minutes ago, but it's a Marvel movie. Superheroes when the world is in danger, but it's not their movie. They grow up so fast. What? There are two different kinds of people when they see themselves. Why does Thor look like he's about to challenge Thanos to a rap battle? If superheroes were really from the USA. Just wondering, did Marvel Studios actually inject Chris Evans with super soldier serum? Scientists are looking into how lizards regenerate the tails to try and achieve similar results with human cartilage. Did Spider-Man teach us nothing? Star-Lord will have a new look. My brother, that's the same picture. The Infinity Stones were hiding in plain sight. Y'all, I just saw RDJ's stunt double, and now I understand why Tom thought his stunt double was him. Now I can die in peace, having known that I've seen Deadpool holding a can of Raid while next to Spider-Man and Ant-Man. The amount of villains in the Spider-Man franchise with a PhD is concerning. I mean, have you looked at the job market lately? Before Thanos, the Infinity Gauntlet was wielded by the most powerful human in the universe and was used to heal the world. 25 shocking celebrity weight changes. I'm offended. This will not end well. My sister works for an online dispensary and I'm losing my mind. She either got divorced or got married to Groot. Doctor Strange looks like he's about to drop some shadow clone jutsus. Peter Parker in Spider-Man 3 was actually insane. He caught a body, then immediately went to tell his auntie, "I'm a pirate. Arr." A few years later, this guy landed Zendaya. Okay, draw a baby. Just draw a baby. Sure, you got this. How hard can it be? Remember when the OG Avengers presented an award to RDJ, and as he was speaking, they just... What was the worst case of an MCU character being weaker than they should have been? Thanos isn't lucky. He ain't fought the 2008 Hulk. Bro would have snapped his purple self in half. Marriage is all about compromises. Spider-Man with and without CGI. My level of petty. Chemistry substitute was slowly writing down endgame spoilers every time someone talked. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact that this man was alive for like 60 seconds, spent half of them looking through the internet, and decided that humanity has got to go. Supervisors of the solar system. Female superheroes after being punched in the face 100 times, thrown through concrete walls, and stabbed. I stopped caring about the MCU after Endgame. Join the Avengers, they said. You could be the next Iron Man, they said. Man, early 2000s comic book movies just hit different. Of all the Spider-Men in all multiverses, I believe this one to be the most pointless and tragic one. Here we have Captain America decapitating an Ultron drone by drop-kicking his own shield through the drone's neck. People making fun of the Hulk and how soft he's become. But imagine getting your butt whooped so bad by a villain that you go through an identity crisis and change your whole outlook on life. We should all thank Star-Lord for giving us another Avengers movie. My students had to pick a Marvel Marvel character to embody within a resume and cover letter. The idea that you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take lives within one particular student of mine. The human population has officially passed 8 billion. Concept art for Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine 2009. If you ever feel dumb, just remember that Captain America tried to choke a robot. I agree with Thanos every day a little more. I've been thinking a lot about how Kong got thrown in jail because he did not print out enough pamphlets for his rebellion. He got defeated by paper. He is a rock and he got defeated by paper. Just when I was thinking it was going to be too dark like DC, Ant-Man made his entry. Marvel games in virtual reality. Spider-Man, Iron Man, Daredevil. Good responses to getting stabbed with a sword. Rude. That's not fair. Not again. Are you going to want this back or can I keep it? Sorry, but if Avengers 4 doesn't contain this vehicle, it's not worth our time. But I don't want to cure cancer. I want to turn people into dinosaurs. You can rewrite DNA on the fly, and you're using it to turn people into dinosaurs. But with tech like that, you could cure cancer. I think about this Spider-Man panel about once a day. My little nephew has this Spider-Man motorcycle toy, but the figure is the funniest thing because you can pose it like this. 13 children were named Thanos in 2018. Y'all remember when Infinity War established in the first 20 minutes that Doctor Strange can sever hands with his portals, and then they spent 2 hours and 40 minutes of the movie trying to take off the gauntlet from Thanos' hand instead of cutting his hand off. Random kid, when I grow up, I want to be Spider-Man, his uncle. Just remembered Scarlet was the only one on set for some scenes in the airport because her character did not need CGI. We need to talk more about Marvel, confirming there's more than one afterlife, and how it depends on culture, religion, and current beliefs. That is seriously my favorite. There's a spider on my wall. What do I do? It's dead. Don't worry. Tobey Maguire was the same age in No Way Home as William Dafoe was in Spider-Man 1. Who is winning this fight? Tom Holland revealed one of the 3 Spider-Man actors wore a fake butt in the movies, but he won't reveal who. We all know who it was. No, Doctor Strange drank Sprite. It's a Spidey rule to make a homemade Spider-Man costume. Which one's your favorite? In No Way Home, you can see Andrew's lenses crack as he is being electrocuted. Imagine having all of this greatness in one movie and then proceed to call it a bad Spider-Man movie. When you are Iron Man, but your son is a fan of Spider-Man. She's so powerful and clever. Fans. Tobey will always be the best Spider-Man. Andrew sucks. No, Andrew is the best. Tobey sucks. Tobey and Andrew in real life. Who would have guessed that wouldn't be a joke 2 years later? I'm sorry, Earth is closed today. These two are just the MCU version of them. Literally the best comic book casting ever, and it isn't even a competition. No one, and I mean no one, could have embodied Iron Man better than Robert Downey Jr. Spider-Man's girlfriend in every movie for no reason. When you're out of webs, but not out of options. You came into my life as a story, but you will leave as legends. Front, back, the reality behind Captain America's shield. Iron Man, playing with Spider-Man at the beach. What a great dad. First day as a superhero. Villain, why is my calendar wrapped in aluminium? I foiled your plans. I am killed immediately. Watching a behind the scenes of a superhero movie. With Black Adam 2 cancelled, Marvel should just pick up The Rock to play a guy made of rocks. Civilians in the Marvel universe when none of the superheroes show up to save them. Mum sat next to this guy at the deli and overheard him talking about some $100 million deal and took this awkward photo. She texted me it and said any idea who it is. Hulk got his eyebrows threaded, new hair, nose job, and a contour kit. Go on, Miss Thang. My son's got the Spider-Man costume he's been wanting forever today. I held him up in various positions and then photoshopped myself out. Turned out pretty good. Sometimes I cry at the fact that this is an actual page from a Captain America comic. Peter, my spidey senses are tingling. Something bad is happening. The rest of the kids on the bus. Yeah, dude, there's a giant alien circle in the sky. You did not see that coming. Marvel just confirmed that Shrek exists in the MCU. Treat yourself to 19 inches of Venom and more with the Spider-Man 2's Collector's Edition. Treat myself to what now? Thank you for changing my life. I'm literally not even complete yet. 2097 Marvel fans realizing they need to watch over 300 movies and television shows to understand why Spider-Man ate cereal on Monday. Who has suffered the most? Wanda lost her Sims save file while Thor like 1500 years old and he's still trying to find himself. This is such a strange photo. If the MCU began in 1998, this is Iron Man, Thor, and Bruce Banner. Can I get a scene in a Marvel movie where these three just sit and have a conversation? Superheroes dressed in red who lost their vision. I shouldn't laugh. From the 1940s, we bring you the greatest single sound effect in the history of comic books. Most powerful magic users. Only one of these characters survived Thanos. 90s Cyclops. Looks like a can of WD-40. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Everything's going dark. I don't feel good, Mr. Stark. Oh no, there went the Spider-Man. The Marvel fandom trying to work out who's going to die in Infinity War. Spider-Man fans when they have to wait 3 to 4 years for a resolution to the cliffhanger in Far From Home when you're beside yourself with laughter. Also, Chris Evans, Marvel Studios should just stop making movies because nothing will ever top what I just watched. A National Geographic cameraman. POV, you unmask Spider-Man, and it turns out to be your longtime best friend, Peter Parker. So you back away slowly and fall backwards into a chair. Me at 3 a.m. heading towards the fridge for the 4th time to see if any new food has spawned. It has officially been more than 10 years since The Avengers. You can only revive one person. Who? There really is no one in the work more excited about recreating the Spider-Man pointing meme than Andrew Garfield. Just look at him. Remember months ago, these pictures were leaked and we thought they were just Tom Holland practicing his lines. Turns out to be the biggest spoiler in the movie. Wanda and Loki be really conjuring dark clouds for their arrival to prove everyone that they're such divas. People, how was Spidey swinging? Me. Thanks, Giant Man. He installed six-pack in 30 days. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Now, I am become Death, the destroyer of the worlds. Barbie grossed $22.3 million from previews, beating any superhero movie this year. This year really gave us our first glimpse at mutants in the MCU. Science bros for life. Steve Rogers better come back just to tell Star-Lord he did the deed with his grandmother. If Doctor Strange astral punched Moon Knight out of his body, then what comes out? You just watched Captain America, the Winter Soldier, for the 97th time. I am Shrewd. Identity theft is not a joke, Ryan. Do you know about Tumblr? I have heard it's very dangerous. I love danger. Come to us, darling. If he finds the Flash, he gets $20. Imagine existing in the MCU and having to see this guy go crazy at least twice a week. You've grown bored of it. They look like a mum and dad called into the principal's office because of their child's problematic behavior on the playground. Doctor Strange, the only hero to defeat his opponent by making him rage quit. If that's what she looked like in high school, I have no hope. What does this mean? Holy damn, you're Stan fucking Lee. The Marvel's directors fear the MCU movie could suffer from its restricted promotion. The Marvels, Hollywood. Marvel fans, after realizing that a sequel to an 11-year-old movie about a talking cat is written far better than any MCU project in the past few years. Thanos, where is the Soul Stone? Strange, holds up a dog. It's inside this dog. Kills dog. Heh, was that your plan? Wait for it, John Wick. Hey, have you guys seen my new dog? When you get an Uber driver that doesn't want to talk to you the whole ride, animes be like, I'm just an average high school boy. I guess we do go to different websites. What are you prattling on about? You know, if the internet could see the two of us like this, it would have fits. Do not eat the Spider-Man burger. Doctor Strange having a moment there, hoping that slap didn't mess up the timeline. I don't find the Morbius memes funny. Can I help you? Are you a bear? 9 live-action Superman, 8 live-action Batman, 3 live-action Spider-Man, but there is only 1 live-action Wolverine. Old Man Cab should have been Stan Lee, so it explains that all of his cameos were just him checking up on his friends. Because you are under arrest. Objection. Matt, you can't just objection yourself out of getting arrested. He is a lawyer. He knows what he's doing. Deadpool, after selling 500 of his own kidneys. When someone makes a joke about something you're secretly insecure about, Endgame humanizes Thor as he goes through trauma and depression. In the end, he was still worthy of wielding Mjolnir. Depression does not take away from your value as a god or even as a human. $200 movie. Take one step and then again. Come on, let's do the Mario. Vin Diesel was nearly fired from his role as Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy for constantly forgetting his lines. I heard he kept saying, I am family, and not Groot. Makes total sense when you are no longer the adorable baby alien protected by a bounty hunter who was really into rifles at Disney. Good news, the charges were dropped. Good luck, Mr. Parker. If you ever need help again, call me. How are you reading this? I'm a really good lawyer. Changing stream quality to 4K, be like, I'm going to tell my kids this is how Endgame ended. My mom magically finding the lost things in the place I just searched. When you realize that SpongeBob had it before Thanos. Chris Evans sometimes helps out on set with cleaning and more. Leaked crossover of Thor, Hulk, and Doctor Strange on Thor Ragnarok when I tried to convince a friend to watch Marvel movies. This looks like the beginning of a music video featuring the #1 hit, You're Not My Dad. Marvel fans when Batman doesn't say, yikes, that's gotta hurt, after mercilessly beating a shoplifter into a comatose state. James Gunn making sure to throw in the perfectly timed F-bomb in the MCU movie. Open the fucking door. Would you be Spider-Man for 5 years, but after that you die, or just live your normal life? Disney has set up a She-Hulk Tinder profile to promote the upcoming series. This guy Plastic Man became a chair so Holly would sit on him. Marvel CGI now versus Marvel CGI then. Wait, so if Star-Lord hadn't punched Thanos, Avatar would still be the highest grossing movie of all time. It's an oversimplification of events, but yes. Andrew Garfield was the perfect Spider-Man, and Henry Cavill was the perfect Superman, and they both were wasted by a shitty studio. I couldn't have saved them, but they died because of me. 100-year-olds kept buying the wrong t-shirt size. Nobody bothered enough to tell them otherwise. As MCU fans, we've gotten so used to quantity over quality that we don't appreciate things as much anymore. I hope he gets paid this time. How Marvel can easily make a $2 billion Avengers Secret Wars movie. This scene in the Multiverse of Madness trailer is from an alternate universe where Tony's Ultron program ended up working. Doctor Strange be like, this is why I never had kids, and then take care of literally every kid in the multiverse. Tom Hiddleston on If Loki appears in Thor and Love. I literally have no idea, and I'm not even doing an Andrew Garfield. I just don't know. Andrew Garfield, the verb of the year. The solo Wonder Woman movie is way too risky to make. Marvel, here's a movie where Bradley Cooper's a raccoon and Vin Diesel is a tree. Do you sometimes wonder why you have weird friends, but then you snap and realize that you're just as weird as them? Just imagine the Avengers going to IKEA, and Thor is the only one who can pronounce the name of anything. This is disproportionately hilarious to me. Come on, let us assemble the Love and Backen. I was wondering if Spider-Man's spider sense is based on an actual thing spiders can do, so I googled, can spiders sense danger? And the National Wildlife Federation treated me like the dumbass I am. Spiders can detect danger coming their way with an early warning system called EYES. Can we all just take a moment to respect the fact that Ant-Man's stunt double is an amputee? Tom Holland and Robert Downey Jr. went hiking after the unexpected Spider-Man news. Robert, what are we doing next to this cliff? A soul for a soul. Spider-Man is so funny. Dude saves like an entire country and then goes home at the end of the day, opens his fridge, and he's got like one egg and a half-empty can of Arizona tea. No matter how old he is or what comic he's from, that's just how Peter Parker lives. Somebody post the, what's the difference between Iron Man and Aluminium Man? Iron Man stops the bad guys. Aluminium Man just foils their plans. One day, remember when Captain America's friend killed Iron Man's parents and then they jumped Iron Man for being mad about it? Why didn't they tell the real rich history of Africa instead of some fictitious place called Wakanda? Why are you this dense and from my city, bro? I guess Thor should have been a Viking documentary. Guardians of the Galaxy should have accurately depicted the Milky Way. Captain America Civil War should have taken place in 1863. Why didn't they have a real arachnid play Spider-Man? My grandpa got bitten by a spider and he was really upset, so I went to get some cream, but before I could leave the room, I heard him say, at this age, I cannot handle the responsibility of being a Spider-Man. Have you ever thought about the fact that Thor and Loki are like 1,000 years old? The events of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe so far has probably been the equivalent of like 2 really bad weeks. Worst spring break ever. I saved your people from extinction. Now give me a bit of time and help, and we will get you to your new homeworld. Sure, there's absolutely nothing to help. No, you didn't keep your promise. I'm going to genocide your entire species. It's been 20 years. We've been getting invaded by aliens for the last 10, and I've been dead for the last 5. Person, you don't have kids. How old are you? 31. That surprises me. I would be lost without kids. I mean, how do you find meaning in life? Marvel keeps coming out with films. Yeah, so this is Oreo. Tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe to that guy. I do not like the camera in my face. I have a very long nose. And I like sleeping because I'm a lazy dog.
Who is responsible for these baby falters on the Avengers? Describe your favorite Marvel film in the worst possible way. Surgery Man gets spiritual. Ex-convict plays with ants. No one. Marvel studio posters. I just heard a kid say, your mom is so fat, Thanos had to snap twice. The youth are in good hands. Doctor Strange 2016 end credits is really something. Please drive responsibly. There is nothing cuter than Steve Rogers hiding his whole body behind his shield. They deserve some recognition too. Stunt doubles are heroes. This is literally both Guardians of the Galaxy movies. A villain who trained like hell for 500 years. The power of friendship and flashback memories. Pulls hair, bites. Master assassins at their finest, everyone. Millie Bobby Brown has admitted she has never seen a Marvel film as she prefers real stuff. Marvel admits that they will never cast Millie Bobby Brown as they prefer real actors. Character who is doomed by the narrative but essentially essentially responds to it by going, nuh-uh, thinking about the time Tony Stark hacked the US government in front of their faces. Quarantine King, he was truly ahead of his time. What the hell, how the hell? Peter not only lost a father figure, but also his mind. Thunderstorms are very common in Australia, so I guess Chris Hemsworth was really destined to play the God of Thunder. My life in 2 pictures. I think I did okay. Explosion. Peter Parker may be able to nearly take off Thanos' gauntlet, but he still cannot take a decent photo. Mark Ruffalo, what do you have to say about these photos? They no longer have wallets. Most powerful magic users. Only one of these characters survived Thanos. I love how instead of saying actor, the banner says Captain America. Like, yep, this man is Captain America in real life, bros. Who are you? No one seems to grasp the concept of a mask. Mind the fourth wall. When Spider-Man is Deadpool, for a moment, the fact he really thought Loki had turned into a piece of paper. Steve really didn't understand modern technology, did he? First, he tried to hear Tony's heartbeat through his armor, and then tried to choke a robot. What are some of the dumbest decisions made by characters in the MCU? Spider-Man brought 6 supervillains to his condo and tried to cure them. The next Spider-Man movie better meet my expectations. The expectations. Spider-Man villain, Green Goblin's penthouse, up for grabs at 1.6 million. When dealing with your face masks while eating, do you pull it down past your chin, or do you pull it up to your nose like Spider-Man does when he eats? Everyone is asking how Electro is yellow, but the real question is, how the fuck does he have hair now? In Spider-Man 2002, Peter Parker says he needs a strong focus before jumping off a building. He lands on a Ford Focus, which goes undamaged. There hasn't been a day that I haven't thought about this comment. Chris Evans is kinda cute. Kinda. I'm a straight man, but if Chris Evans asked to meet me, I'm not hesitating. That dude is a masterpiece. I don't think you're straight. Eddie Brock is the dumbest man in the world, and I would die for him. Collecting I love you in different languages. I am Groot. All the animals swore their loyalty to Thor, an actual Disney princess. I can't believe they made an entire movie about a guy whose only power is to quickly identify any song just by hearing it. If you ever feel hopeless, just remember that Disney submitted Thor, Love and Thunder for Best Visual Effects considerations for the Oscars. Why did they delete this scene? It's beautiful. This is exactly why Rodney can't have a solo film. It would be 5 minutes long because he's the only Avenger with actual brain cells. Just found this on Pinterest. It's the best thing ever. The entire Captain America trilogy summarized in one photo. Samuel L. Jackson is so adorable on Twitter. Look at these old people selfies. Finally, they added a man to the MCU Falling Squad. Paul Rudd has a little Ant-Man star. I admire Ryan Reynolds for voicing Pikachu, so he can make fun of himself for voicing Pikachu in Deadpool 3. Someone said these robots belong to Tony's variant, and it literally ruined my night because I don't want to see someone else play him. Thinking about one of the most beautiful Marvel scenes of all time, adult Groot really did that. The one time I wanted MCU to stay away from comic canon, and they pulled this. Marvel currently has this weird obsession of turning Doctor Strange evil, but I'm enjoying it. When you accidentally type smoking, smoking, coffin, smoking. Top 4 cursed photos of Vision that will forever haunt us all. The cutest scene in Avengers Endgame. I do some web design. I've been jogging. Superheroes subtly describing their powers. Tony, I don't give a damn. Stark, I am Iron Man. This guy got to see Spider-Man and now Shang-Chi in action. Okay, Shang-Chi, do a flip. His Peter Parker was so happy to be there. God, this is so cool. I always wanted brothers. Doctor Strange, the only hero to defeat his opponent by making him rage quit. This man Norman Osborn woke up in a different universe and immediately started some drama and started ruining some kid's life. That's my goat. Steve was really out there admiring and drawing the Stark Tower and then called it ugly. What we saw versus what Lizzie saw. Give Lizzie an Oscar, please. She had to make out with a man who looked like a strawberry. We look like a couple here. A couple of best friends. The first Iron Man helmet versus the last Iron Man helmet. When Spider-Man broke out of the most secure facility on the eastern seaboard with just a calculator and paper. You can buy 2 candles. This counts as 1. This guy is a guardian of the galaxy. I feel safer already. How to use vibranium. Lesson 1. A robot. A better robot. A meteor. A frisbee. Good old Hulk being hip and doing memes with the kiddos. Spider-Man fans when they see Peter is living paycheck to paycheck, depressed and at the lowest point in his life with no one to turn to. I went to the gym and I lifted heavy stuff and I put it back down. And then I lifted it again and put it back down until I got tired. Chris Evans on getting in shape to play Captain America. This is complicated. Those moments where actors realize they've just looked directly into the camera. I desperately want an Avengers sitcom that's filmed exactly like The Office. Elizabeth and Chris looking expensive is the content I deserve. They look like rude rich siblings who are going to the funeral for the murder they committed. Marvel Marvel's studio needs to hire fans because this is art. Ha 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 ha. You're about to be killed by a tell me where your fucking boss is or you're going to die. In 5 minutes. This is my favorite part. Marvel movies end credit scenes really are art. This is the one? Seriously? Choices were him or a tree. She's not wrong. Who is ready for this duo? Loki was in a permanent state of shock all throughout Ragnarok. When Marvel said the sun will shine on us again, they meant on them. She cheated on me, so I keyed her car. Bro cheated on Wolverine. They started by saving the city, and they ended up saving the universe. Friendly reminder that Steve Rogers led the Avengers into battle from the start to the very end. Ryan Reynolds reportedly taking over Stan Lee's cameos as Deadpool. Deadpool should be in every movie, putting up missing posters of Stan Lee. Over 10 years of character development. Please, no gang signs. These pictures all have one thing in common. Team Captain this, Team Iron Man that. Shut up and Stan the Revengers. This man is born to be Iron Man. He looks exactly like what I had in mind when I created Tony Stark. God, RDJ looks like a little child when they're being hugged by their father. Remember when Bear Grylls got stung by bees in his face and looked just like Benadryl cabbage patch? The funniest part of Avengers Endgame was when Thanos hit Captain Marvel so hard he knocked her out of the movie. Shut the hell up. This makes my stomach hurt. Does Shuri have Nikes on? Ah yes, the 3 genders, girl, boy, and mischief. Nothing confuses me more than people who think Tony Stark is selfish. 5 years later, and Steve Rogers still has the same tank top. He has issues with letting things go. Lol, Thanos is messed up. Do you think the Avengers just watch the sky and go crazy and think, lol, not my problem I guess. Whatever this is, y'all have good luck though. But do you ever think about the fact that Thor wasn't even considered for the Avengers team? He just showed up to the party and everyone went along with it. You, trying to tell Thor he wasn't invited. When I was walking out of Captain Marvel, I overheard a little girl say, when I grow up, I want to glow just like her, to her dad, and her dad responded with, you already glow. And I just loved that moment so much. Me, kidnapping Chris Evans and forcing him to make another Captain America movie. Did Thanos really wipe half of the universe, or half of their universe? I am writing my novel in 5th person, so every sentence starts with, I heard from this guy who told somebody. The picture isn't loading, but please tell me it's Louise from Ant-Man. Our movie shows Strange dealing with the decisions he's made. He might regret how things ended with Christine. He still carries the torch for her. Next up, Marvel's new revealed villain. Tony Stark called me out once for playing Galaga, and embarrassed me really badly. That's why I decided to become a mass murderer. Remember when Haley Atwell wrote, my cap, and then Seb saw it and wrote, my cap, even bigger. Jake Lockie's driving gloves, having little moons on them, is so important and personal to me. He is literally so funny. Choking, give me the body, Mark. Take the body, take the body, take the body, Mark. Turns out you can still make masterpieces. I still can't believe this is a real scene in AOU. Look, say heart to Auntie Nat. Does it ever drive you crazy just how fast the night changes when you have 1 HP and it's your turn in combat? Let's get this bread. These are the best MCU shows, by the way. Marvel said, suck it, losers. You will never know peace. Underrated scenes of the Iron Man trilogy that should have never been deleted. Honestly, I'm not entirely comfortable with this, and I never have been. Do I look weird? You look like you every day. You look like you have a hangover. Why celebrate my birth? Removes his arc reactor to save a boy. It was there all along. There's really no one in the works more excited about recreating the Spider-Man pointing meme than Andrew Garfield. Just look at him. San Francisco has never known peace. The MCU is dead after Endgame. Instead of comparing them, can we just admire how Carol and Wanda both messed up Thanos in Endgame? The my best friend is a superhero and I'm his biggest fan squad. The team we all deserve. A Bug's Life. Tobey and Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker, had the funniest interactions. Are you going to go into battle dressed as a cool youth pastor or you got your suit? Just realized FFH is the only live-action Spider-Man movie. The final battle takes place during the day. I can't help but laugh at the process of his Iron Spidey mask coming off watching a Marvel movie. What about post-credit scene? You already saw it. We have seen one. Yes. What about a second post-credit scene? Hey, remember when Peter Parker used to be this happy? Sometimes Pepper and Morgan wonder why Tony had this random picture framed in their house. She waits for him. She always does. The only parallel that matters. Domestic Avengers, I want you back. Thinking about the way Wanda and Vision both bite their thumbs when concentrating. Okay, but why does his reflection look like Loki? A falcon with a cap on its head. Why is no one talking about this? More importantly, why has no one drawn this? Tom is wearing the same clothes as Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man 3. Imagine Doctor Strange opening a portal and you suddenly start hearing this song. This won't work to be honest, but you can try. The power of Marvel fans. Spidray Nema. Does whatever, Sip Drake, nah. I just realized that, as of this year, Tom Holland has officially played the character of Peter Parker in more movies than any other actor. He calls himself Dr. Octopus, but he can't even breathe underwater. The Winter Soldier is also known as the Soft Soldier. Remember Bubble Boy? This is him now. Feel old yet? Daily reminder, the 3 kids became ashes. Marvel said, screw them kids. The I hate Tony because I wish I was Tony club. Legendary. Current state of distress. Paul Rudd's dog. Marvel Studios. Buckle up because we're releasing 73 movies next year. Sony. Go see Morbius. Go see Morbius again. Warner Bros. That girl's cancelled, by the way. It's been almost 20 years and I'm still mad that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man spent 3 movies whining about MJ when he had this cutie nearly serving herself on the same plate as a chocolate cake to him. My mom, I gave all of your old toys to your little cousins. 25-year-old me. Me, after every Marvel movie, waiting for the post-credits scene when all the people left. We don't trade lives, Vision. We don't trade lives, Captain. I'll trade these guys for half the universe. Pokemon Go is already more popular than Tinder. Another app where you swipe to find monsters in your area. That was awesome. Personally, I like the new Spider-Man game, but maybe I'm biased. This series makes no sense. I hate magic. I hate logic. Pick a side, Clint. Gosh, I love arrows. I am Groot. If anything, it's kind of your fault that I'm here. Ah, teenagers. The Holy Trinity. Which superhero is the best looking? Iron Man? Hemsworth. Did I say that way too quickly? Sebastian Stan plus Chris Evans, surprised by their own mildly gay responses. Seb looks so confused at his own answer. Thor. We don't have to break anything. Ultron. Clearly you've never made an omelette. You beat me by 1 second. Like father. Like Murderbot's son. Ah yes, the 4 Chris's. Hemsworth, Pratt, Evans, and Pine. Not gonna lie, I'm extremely proud of this tweet. I'm made of rocks, as you can see, but don't let that intimidate you. You don't have to be afraid, unless you're made of scissors. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg, and I'm kind of the leader in here. What the hell is this made out of? Vibranium? She's so proud of her own joke. It's amazing. I'm Agent that name with S.H.I.E.L.D. Know this, son of Cole. Thor totally thinks Philip's first name is Agent. He's not the only one. His first name is Agent. I had to go get my passport renewed at the DMV, and we didn't have any time, so I went on my lunch break as Peggy Carter. I don't know if it's legal that my passport picture is actually me as Peggy Carter. Why does Chris automatically make this face when he sees a camera? Hey Marvel, we heard about Tony Stark. As we know, the first thing you should do is listen in mission control for Avengers. We have a problem. But if he can't communicate, then we recommend grounds teams use always good to know NASA has your back. Failure is not an option. In the Marvel vs. DC crossover, it was established that Wonder Woman is in fact worthy of wielding the hammer of Thor, and then she put it down because she thought it would be unworthy of her to take advantage of its power. Wonder Woman's standards are higher than Majol. When Spider-Man uses my car as a springboard, but my Avengers auto insurance only covers Captain, Hulk, and Tony. Sorry ma'am, but that's covered by the Phase 3 package, which you declined. Time to make chimmy fucking changas. Excuse me. Cue the music. You're probably thinking, this is a superhero movie, but that guy in the suit just turned the other guy into a fucking kebab. Deadpool, plus breaking the 4th wall. Cinderella, she's educated, she wants to read, but she's not really taken by Gaston. You're definitely Bella. Great hair too. If you were a Disney princess, who would you be? Endgame is not the movie to go with anyone to watch, unless both of you have the same mission, only to actually watch the movie. Don't ask me any questions, don't hold my hand or rest on my chest. Thanos must die. Do you think we are playing here? The way all the different Spider-Mans perfectly fit an older brother, middle brother, youngest brother dynamic with each other can be so beneficial to someone's mental health, someone being me. I was playing the Spider-Man video game and decided to restart it. When I did, the game said, you have unlocked a new ability, and it was just Spider-Man getting a gun. The Marvel fandom after watching Endgame. Where do we go now that they're gone? The Avengers be like, we did it. We saved the city. They took the Spider-Man pointing meme to a whole new level. I feel like if the Avengers were real, we would really hate them. Watching Hulk throw your car at the villain and I miss this feeling. Oh, to walk out of a Marvel movie, traumatized once more. The most logical argument in a Marvel movie. Why would you want to save the galaxy? Because I'm one of those idiots who live in it. I went to Comic-Con as Uncle Ben. The goal, die in front of as many Spider-Men as possible. No one ever questioned Peter Parker's photography skills. The most powerful Avengers and their best visuals. I love art. Someone did the dusted characters and it's really good. This is from a $200 million movie. Your depression does not make you any less worthy. I am still trying to figure out what Thanos was cooking. Spooderman is canon. Imagine drawing Spider-Man in MS Paint really poorly as a joke, and years later, it's in an official Spider-Man movie. Jarvis, how many guys is she talking to? Who allowed this? I was Groot. I thought I looked nice in my sweater, but my fiance said I looked like a retired member of the X-Men. But what if Venom had eyes? This guy always looks like he knows something about you. Thanos after a week in Bulgaria. This man is the highest paid actor in Hollywood. Whoever is creating White Hulk edits, stop. My mom, who has seen like 3 Marvel movies, named all of the characters. 13 children were named Thanos in 2018. Item, some sort of jewel-encrusted severed foot. The Infinity Sock. Hulk nipples glow when you pinch them. That's the Infinity Stone. Robert Downey Jr. was paid 10 million for only 8 minutes of screen time in Spider-Man Homecoming. They knew they had to kill him at that point. Who wins this fight and why? You're literally putting the God of Thunder against a guy with a sore throat in a Halloween costume. The CEO of Say official trailer. Remember guys, if this video gets copyright claimed by Marvel, Ned is canonically the CEO of Say Marvel. Only the worthy can lift it. Same energy, and he's wearing the same shirt. I can't. Guy takes steroids to beat up people with Frisbee. Marvel Studios plans to reveal one of its characters gay. How bizarre is it that they never even spoke to each other in Infinity War or Endgame? If Iron Man was black, who would you cast as Tony Stark? Robert Downey Jr. Peter's villain origin story in Spider-Man 4. Peter Parker who? I remember everything. She is mine now, little bitch. Darth Vader. I killed 3 planets. Thanos. I killed half the universe. Voldemort. I almost killed this kid like 7 times. A kid, really? Wow. You don't know the power of a mother's love, okay? Since Deadpool can break the 4th wall and knows our world exists, that means he's the only Marvel character that knows Stan Lee died. Captain America always looks like a bird just flew away with his hot dog. The most powerful magic users. Only one of these characters survived Thanos. Well, I could never lend this shirt to anyone. I'm fucking Robert Downey Jr. You could lend it to your wife. Who's scarier when angry? Spider-Man was literally trying to kill Green Goblin. Meanwhile, Batman was trying to take down a Redditor Twitch streamer. Chris Evans with a beard versus Chris Evans with a mustache. I'm going to let you off with a warning. Have a nice day. Versus, sir, I'm going to need you to step out of your vehicle right now. Tom Holland's new hair is reminding me of somebody that I used to know. I hope he gets paid this time. Vin Diesel was nearly fired from his role as Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy for constantly forgetting his lines. I heard he kept saying, I am family, and not Groot. Makes total sense. What if Peter took the gauntlet, snapped, and said to Tony, I just wanted to be like you, as his dying words? What if Morbius took the gauntlet, snapped, and said, it's Morbin time? Just wondering, did Marvel Studios actually inject Chris Evans with super soldier serum? Iron deficiency man. If you feel dumb, just remember Captain tried to choke a robot. I stopped caring about Marvel after Endgame. Failed as a rapper, became an Avenger. He proved it's easier to beat Thanos than Eminem. Chris Evans behind the scenes of Captain America, the first Avenger. He had to kneel on a box. My life is made. Mr. Oreo, the real life model for Rocket Raccoon, passed away this morning at the age of 10. We lost a real one today, fellas. Red or blue? Become Spider-Man or 100 million. Give me the red pill if I'm Spider-Man and I rob a bank. Who is going to stop me? I'm dying at the fact that Chris Pratt isn't his son's favorite superhero. No, Tom Holland. No, not that pose. You know I had to do it to them, Mr. Stark. Someone made a first-person mod for Spider-Man and I have one question. How does Peter do this every day? Deleted scenes from Endgame where War Machine goes back in time to kill baby Thanos and he looks like this. Just remembered Scarlet was the only one on set for some scenes in the airport because her character did not need CGI when the movie finished 15 minutes ago, but it's a Marvel movie. Hugh Jackman Deadpool 3 training, September to February. This should answer the question, which version of Hulk is the strongest? The choice is yours. Wake up as Batman, wake up as Iron Man. The difference how Ned's grandma reacts to Toby and Andrew is sending me. POV, you are a camera shooting a Marvel movie. Iron Man statue titled Man of Steel in Italy pays tribute to his death in Endgame. The trauma versus the therapy. 100-year-olds kept buying the wrong t-shirt size. Nobody bothered enough to tell them otherwise. Marvel fans waiting for the 20-minute long credits to finish just to watch some guy show up and say, I'm Skippy McDippy, then cut to black. Who is winning this fight? Did you forget what Magneto's superpower is? No offense, but this is what all Marvel movies look like to me now. Stop saying he looks like Jacksepticeye. That looks like Jacksepticeye. If Thanos snap killed 50% of life, that means that the survivors would have lost 50% of their gut biomes in an instant and spent the next few months power blasting their bathrooms with diarrhea. In this essay, Marvel proved if you give the fans what they want, you can literally print money. Don't get me wrong, I like the movies, but a lot of Marvel fans should get shoved in lockers and wedgied. Marvel fans, when their parents divorce, create a multiverse of households. Imagine Thor, but like with a regular hammer. The concept art for Spider-Verse will always be top tier. Captain America was bitten by a radioactive American. Iron Man was bitten by radioactive radioactive tinfoil. Imagine if the MCU did not kill them off. Thanos would have died on the first 5 minutes. Captain America, the first Avenger, behind the scenes. Marvel sequels, no one ever gets a haircut. Okay, but can you imagine? Tony almost said fuck off to Thanos instead of I am Iron Man in Avengers Endgame. The Hulk is green from a potent, accidental dose of gamma rays. Actually, Bruce Banner would have died within days from organ failure. Next you're going to tell me Santa's sleigh can't actually fly because gravity. 4-year-old Anthony Smith refused to wear his hearing aid because superheroes don't wear hearing aids. So Marvel created Blue Ear, an honorary Avenger who uses his earpiece to help people in trouble. Representation matters. That belt is the strongest Avenger. How does Bruce Banner not have like 5 million stretch marks? Dermatologists hate him. They could have been the most powerful trio if Odin wasn't a shit dad. Guy Ferrari looks like he just showed up to save Hollywood from Thanos, the protector of the Flavor Stone. This man looks completely different in every picture. Can someone remind Mark Ruffalo he is also famous? I love that the artist not only painted the helmet, but also painted the man behind the mask. Some old guy cosplayed Marvel creator Stan Lee. Then the real Stan Lee showed up. Can we all just take a moment to respect the fact that Ant-Man's stunt double is an amputee? Amputee. We are all living in 2018. Deadpool 2's marketing team is living in 3018. Benedict Cumberbatch says he will only take new projects if his female co-workers receive equal pay. He saw 14 million possible futures, and this is the one where everyone wins. I just met Captain America at Universal Studios, and right before I met him, I said, "Oh shit," and he responded with, "Language." I'm laughing. This is the weirdest, most specific comic book movie trope. They all tripped and scattered papers onto the ground, and no one helps them, and that's how they became villains. Who would you cast as live-action Gwen Stacy? Why does Peter Parker in Infinity War always look like he walked onto the wrong set and has no idea what's going on? Because I had no idea what was going on. Great work by Amazon on the description. The sequel to the first one. Tom Holland accidentally uploads entire Avengers 4 movie to Twitter. This actually stressed me out. For a second, I was like, shit, did I? I can't believe they used CGI for this scene. Frog watches Morbius trailer. I hereby sentence you to rewatch Captain Marvel. Isn't Peter Parker supposed to be a teenager? Why is he like a middle-aged man? Breaking. Twitter user discovers aging. Endgame. Fans can now rent Iron Man's cabin on Airbnb. People gonna rent this and cry while eating cheeseburgers. People is me. I'm people. Hi there. There is a guy causing a disturbance down the street. It looks like he's holding a shield, but it's probably stolen. And he claims he's Captain America. Real men don't hit you up late at night demanding photos of your naked body. Real men hit their desks with closed fists demanding photos of Spider-Man. Either my friend is really good at Photoshop, or Ryan Reynolds broke into my apartment. Tell the cops it was Photoshop. I just realized that Thor wore Crocs to the funeral. Hey, I just got this horrifying mask at Walmart today. I could not help myself. I'm sorry. The impulse was too strong. Did you buy it with money? I did, in fact, purchase it with money. Spider-Man doesn't kill people, but he will swing one of these at your head at full force. Chris really managed to keep a straight face when doing this scene when Josh Brolin looked like this. Why do Marvel movies need 3 hours to accomplish what the Powerpuff Girls did in 11 minutes? 2 superhuman war criminals beat up Orphan with heart problems after one killed his parents. Still want to see a rematch between these two, even though Marvel nerfed the hell out of Hulk in Endgame. Breaking. Unknown actor Tom Holland has been cast as Spider-Dude in Marvel Studios' upcoming film. Marvel confirms that Rick and Morty exist within the Marvel universe. Tell me what's on your mind. Someone told Johnny Downey Jr. he needs to go put a shirt back on and finish Pirates of the Avengers 6 Infinity Pearls. This looks like Peter sent them some stupid meme and is watching their reaction. Thor is still trying to understand what a meme is, and Steve is proud he just unlocked his phone. I beg that Marvel hire actual graphic designers. I cannot do this anymore. Bro is surgeon unusual. Tom Holland and RDJ really balanced a phone on a shoe to have a little photo shoot. Legends. Doctor Strange when someone's talking to him while he's doing a spell. Me, sitting in the last available seat on the subway before the pregnant woman could get to it. So, since Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse is confirmed to be the Peter from 616, and now that MCU is claiming that it is also 616, then these dumbasses are the same person. Oh no. Surely, I cannot be the only one who immediately thought of this. Nothing is still beating the Ant-Man posters. What Marvel opinion of yours would get you locked up like this? If Doctor Strange is a woman, but with the same personality trait, she would be hated by dude bros. 5-year-old me, creating a new element, overused kinda. Tony Stark explains to Ant-Man where he has to climb up inside of Thanos to defeat him in Endgame. Breaking. Robert Downey Jr. returning to the MCU as Black Panther. Peter Parker in the multiverse. Doctor Strange in the multiverse. 5 minutes minutes of work, 5 hours of video games, perfectly balanced as all things should be. Ain't no way people are believing that this is real. Logan, I need you to distract Kang. Guardians ends on a note that most of the galaxy found out about Earth music because this guy ran around space with a Walkman. There's been 6 Marvel movies since Eternals, and still nobody is talking about this thing. What is one of the film trilogy that is hands down the greatest of all time? The only right answer. Spider-Man's part-time job. When you predicted everything in the universe, but you did not predict Ant-Man going up your butt. What was the worst case of being a Marvel character? Being weaker than they should have been. Me on social media, after I look good in one photo. Marvel fans when their parents' wedding tape doesn't have a post-credit scene teasing their divorce. Marvel and DC are reportedly fighting over Keanu Reeves. I feel like if the Avengers were real, we would really all hate them. The funny friend when he's left alone with his thoughts for 5 seconds. Tony Stark when his family is in danger, when his own life is in danger. They look like dads taking a selfie after dropping their kids to school. Me showing up to the Avengers headquarters, asking who the hell is going to fix my damaged roof. If you're ever feeling down, just remember that whenever baby Groot is standing on someone's shoulders, he holds onto their ear for balance. I also decided to make Iron Man spicy. One sneeze and it's Mr. Stark. What did he attach his web to? Uncle Ben. Can I get a scene in a Marvel movie where these 3 just sit and have a conversation? Marvel has announced that this is free promotion. No, bro, I just watched Avengers Endgame. Want to know a spoiler? Okay, but just one. Spill. I saw your girlfriend at the cinema with another guy. What the fuck? Trade offer. I receive that which you truly love. You receive the least helpful Infinity Stone. Tony's first time flying is pure when your temporary Spider-Man tattoo turns into a scene from Infinity War. Notification on my phone. Your card was declined at Papa John's. The guy who stole my credit card. 9 live-action Supermen. 8 live-action Batman. 3 live-action Spider-Man. But there is only 1 live-action Wolverine. Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off. What are you? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. I'm lame compared to you guys. Stop this negative self-talk. You are amazing. Who has suffered the most? Wanda lost her Sims save file, while Thor is like 1500 years old, and he is still trying to find himself. This looks like Thor and Loki on Earth, and Thor is trying to get everyone not to kill him, while Loki is just like, I have done nothing wrong ever in my life. Critics, no, this movie doesn't have any deeper message or social commentary. It's just mindless entertainment. Audiences, yes. Thanos yeeted his daughter off a cliff to ice out his wrist. Thor Ragnarok casually glossed over the fact that the Hulk spent 2 years murdering people for sport. It be like that sometimes. Rest in peace, Doug. Do you work tonight? I'm off today and tomorrow. You want to see Spider-Man later? Like, in the theater? No, we are going to walk around the streets of New York and hope to catch him on a rooftop. I've never wanted a nightlight so much. Want. I heard you were talking shit. Friends decorate outside their house for Halloween each year. This is not okay. Since you guys asked so nicely, here is one more. This is such a strange photo. If the MCU began in 1998, this is Iron Man, Thor, and Bruce Banner. If I was new and you told me that there's a superhero who is blind and uses echolocation to fight, and one who is an adrenaline junkie who flies around using gadgets, and that one is called Batman and the other is called Daredevil, I would punch you in the face if I found out which was which. My time has come. The Avengers, now hiring. Iron Chef. There should be a Stan Lee cameo where he is a janitor and he goes into Thor's apartment, cleans around, then goes to a table with his hammer, picks it up, cleans under it, and puts it down. What in the hell? Loki and Morbius are watching their own variants in Megamind. NASA has named new constellations after the Incredible Hulk and Godzilla. Thor literally rearranged the stars for Bruce Banner. Wow. Caption this. When Chrome won't open, so you click it 1,000,000 times, then they all open at once. Remember that baby Groot was eating sweets without a care in the world as the Guardians ship was about to crash. Who is stronger, Captain Marvel versus Thanos? Saw this in theaters. During the start of this scene, someone yelled, "Girl power," and when Thanos punched her out of the movie, someone else shouted, "Man power." It made being sad at the end really hard. People in the MCU. 2008. Wow, a rich billionaire in a flying metal suit. 2024. Gods are real. Aliens are real. The multiverse is breaking. Half the universe was dead for 5 years. The Earth is an egg. You can literally tell they have no idea what they're talking about. 15-year-old boy imitates 14-year-old girl on social media to attract a predator, then proceeds to attack the predator until police arrive, where he then delivers a thumb drive of all the conversations, all while wearing a Spider-Man mask. 3 different uncles at a barbecue. Cool uncle who smells like drugs and lives in the woods, but the woods are just outside town, and he works out at Planet Fitness. Uncle who you've always looked up to until you find out he's in a cult and is also homophobic, but he says he's okay with the lifestyle. Mum's brother. My 15-year-old son, during Trick or Treat. What is he dressed as, you ask? He is a SHIELD agent. He was not collecting candy. He was handing out cards to all the kids dressed as Marvel characters, asking them if they were interested in the Avengers Initiative. Guess the movie. Bird Box. Do you ever cry knowing that this is Rocket's handwriting? Why the hell is his third eye CGI so bad? It reminds me of this. Doctor Strange. How it started. Why'd my finger break like that? Help. How it's going. I found the best number, neighbor. Hi, number neighbor. Thank the Lord you have an iPhone. Hey, what is your name? America's ass. Haha, I love Marvel. Lol, FaceTime me. Okay. A child starts crying in public. Tries to make the child laugh. Tries to play with the child to make them calm down. Gives detailed instructions to the parents. Cries with the child. Ignores the child. Is the reason why the child is crying. Still thinking about when Jimmy Kimmel said Spider-Man, and then the camera cut to Andrew Garfield, and the crowd was silent, because they were definitely expecting Tom Holland, and then he made this face. DC versus Marvel. For those of you saying Marvel makes better movies, you are correct. They make way more movies. Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy versus all Marvel movies.